What's up, guys? Maestro Megatron here. Welcome back to the damn channel. And as promised, tonight we are going back and revisiting Halloween H20 25 years later. Come out in August of 1998, 25 years ago. Jay Gregory, yes, we are live. Welcome back to the live stream, buddies. Good to see you. And like I said, as promised, we are doing Halloween H20, revisiting, re-reviewing, and discussing live stream chat about Halloween H20 1998, which marked the return of Jamie Lee Curtis. What's up, Asylum? Welcome back. You're in early finally. Yes, it's about dang gone time, Asylum. My crap. Anthony, 1998, the year I became a Halloween fan. I seen a commercial for this on TV and it looked good. The next day, my mom rented me Halloween 1 and 2. Good. So you did your homework before you went and saw H20, so you knew what the hell was going on. Jay Gregory, I'll get into my fun facts in a couple minutes. Sounds good to me. Here in a little bit, or whenever he's ready, we will be joined by the professor tonight as we revisit and discuss and re-review Halloween H20 from 1998, 25 years later, and we'll see if it stands the test of time. Let's recap. Last night, we did Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, both the theatrical and the producer's cut. It was a great live stream, and as promised, I'm here tonight doing Halloween H20. And like I said, the significance about this one, it come out 3 years later from Halloween 6. In 1998, but the main significance was it marked the return of Jamie Lee Activia Yogurt Curtis. Professor, hey, bro buds here. Sebastian, what's up? Senor Sebastian Way. Still waiting on the professor to join. The professor says, hey, everyone, please sub to my channel. Thanks. I guess he wanted to shoot you guys a message before he came on the live stream. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. Either way would have been effective, but I don't know what goes on in his noggin most of the time. Yes, bro, bud has heard a lot about the professor, my partner in crime, my sidekick companion. Asylum, I subbed to you. Didn't you know you were huge? Didn't know you were huge? Yeah, Asylum has a lot more subs than you think. What's up, Slammo Sammo? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome back. And in through stage left comes the professor. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the professor.
Thank you.
Relaxing. All the Halloween movies, not entirely in the order that I want to go in. And to keep the pace going, keep it going, keep the algorithm going, I'm unfortunately doing H20. It's some people's favorite and a lot of people's not favorite. So, but as promised, here I am. We're going to do it. Professor, any comments before we get into this?
Well, like you said, we're going to do you're going to do each movie, good, bad, and the ugly ones.
Very much. I'm not going to lie. I wish you would have been here last night for Halloween 6. That was a good live stream.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes. Jay Gregory, did you survive, team? Anyways, guys, let's get into this. What, bro, but God, the Sisters of Fate could not hold me. Hades could not have me. But okay, once again, Bro Bud has completely gone out of control on the live stream. So I heard that too. By the way, Professor, before I get into this revisited of the live stream, the night that I did Halloween 5 2 nights ago, I heard another 2 more gunshots off in the distance. Remember, like the one night last weekend we were out here? I still think we are living a Halloween movie, man, as we speak. No joke.
But were there 6 shots?
No. And
Okay.
someone asked that on the live stream too. I believe it was either Anthony or Sebastian, and they said since it was only 2 shots, I'm safe.
Okay, gotcha.
I still do believe, though, that Michael Myers is lurking around this town. Michael Myers is here in this town. He's here to kill the professor and anybody that gets in his way. Yeah, I see you looking around, all bug-eyed. We should talk about the pros of the movie. Yes, we'll talk about the pros and the con of H2O, but we'll get into the pro. I don't know. You guys want to talk about the pros first or the cons first? Asylum, I guess, votes for the pros. Bro Bud is just referring to God of War. Got you there, buddy. I shared my local Myers house in the Discord. I saw that, Anthony. That is a pretty creepy house. It does remind me of the old Myers house. So, Sebastian, did you have a run-in with Tina Williams from Halloween 5? Because if you did, you need to fill a brother in here. Let me know what the hell's going on, man, because I would like to have a run-in with Tina Williams from Part 5. Asylum says he likes the opening of the movie. The opening of the movie is probably the best part of the whole damn movie. I like how it leads into it. It leads into 3 kills, and it leads in. It's just a good. It's a really good opening for a Halloween movie. Halloween H2O is, and then after that it gets real slow. Anyways, we're gonna get into all that. So Asylum has brought up the opening of the movie. Professor, you got to admit, I know it's not one of your favorite Halloween movies, but H2O does have a pretty cool opening. The way it reintroduces Marion Chambers 20 years later. And come to find out, she had been taking care of Dr. Sam Loomis before he had passed away in 95. And she comes home to her house at the beginning to find that someone has broken into her house. So, like a smart person does, because she was pretty smart in all the Halloween movies, except for Halloween Kills for some ungodly reason, she goes next door and goes and gets her neighbor Jimmy and tells him, and by the way, it's the kid from Third Rock from the Sun. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has a small 10-minute part in the movie, but is credited in the beginning, which is weird after he dies. But anyway, she goes and gets Jimmy and his friend, and Jimmy goes in there. And the way they set up the house and how dark it is and the way it's creaking, and you can tell it's been broken into, and you can tell Myers is in there somewhere, but Jimmy doesn't see him. That atmosphere and setting of him investigating Nurse Marion Chambers' house is pretty damn creepy, along with the music and the creaking of the house. So I think Myers was hiding in the first bedroom that he opens the door and just cracks it and decides not to go in. And then he goes into her office and sees that there's papers and files all over the floor. Obviously, somebody was looking for something. And you see a picture of Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis laying on the floor. And then you see Laurie Strode's file and it's empty. So obviously your first instincts is like, okay, Michael Myers has broken into her house and he's obviously looking for Laurie Strode or getting information, but is he still in the house? Well, anyways, Jim didn't find anything. He comes out of the house and says, house is clear, nothing, coast is clear, whatever. What's he say exactly verbatim, Professor? I think he says, nothing to fear, the coast is clear. Yeah. So yes, the beginning is pretty damn creepy right off the bat. So Jimmy goes home with his friend, and Nurse Marion Chambers goes back in the house. The power won't work. She tries to get the power on. Her back door swings open, and it's a good Halloween fall atmosphere. You see the wind blowing as her door swings open, leaves are blowing by, and she turns her back for a second, and then Myers steps into the doorway of the back door. She turns around, and he's gone, of course, but again, she was pretty smart in H2O, unlike in Kills. and she runs and hauls ass out of the house back over to Jimmy's house. And then we find that Joseph Gordon-Levitt has a ice skate for dinner, right to his face, right to the noggin. You remember that part, Professor? So she screams and she tries to go out his back door to find that Michael Myers has stabbed Jimmy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's friend, in the back, and then in enters Michael Myers for the first time in the beginning of the movie. Looks pretty good. The mask is okay. I think it was Chris Durand that played Michael Myers in Halloween H20. He did a decent job. His walk was a little awkward, but he got the job done. So he chases Nurse Marion Chambers around the house. She puts up a pretty decent fight. The cops finally show up, who was initially called for the break-in in her house, and she's fighting for her life. Picks up the fireplace poker, whacks Myers pretty hard, gives him a good whack, and slows him down. And she breaks the window. And the stupid ass bumbling cops in all Halloween movies, of course, except for Deputy Hunt, Sheriff Brackett, they're pretty cool. Anyways, she screams in here, but it's too late. He slits her throat, and Nurse Marion Chambers dies for the first time in the Halloween timeline, I might add. So the cops noticed that not only her house has been broken in the beginning, the neighbor's house, which was Jimmy's house, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's house, was also broken into, but it's too late. Nurse Marion Chamber is dead as a doorknob on the floor, and you see Myers creeping out the side of the house, down the street in the car, and that's how he gets away for the first time in this movie. Anyways, we got a shit ton of comments on here. I hope you're keeping up with this, Professor, because I've been blabbing my mouth off.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. So,
I'd just like to say that while the beginning is definitely very Halloween feeling, especially compared to the rest of the movie, I still hated that they killed off Nurse Marion.
For the first time.
For the first time, yeah. I hated it worse than the second time.
God almighty. We won't even get into that yet, but the opening is great. The third act is solid, but everything in between and that's what I'm getting to. I'm about to finish the beginning, which the beginning is still going. And the middle parts, the second act is just slow and boring and Dawson's Creek-ish and urban legend-ish, and because it is done by the Weinsteins and by the same producers of the Scream franchise and urban legend and all that BS and blah 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 blah. Death has come to the franchise. Sebastian, I still don't know what Sebastian's talking about. Asylum, Marion and H2O was better in this film than in Kills. Totally agree. Bro, bud, I know who I am. Who are you? No, you cannot come in. Yeah, Sebastian, I agree. Bro, bud, relax. Giga Chad, man, welcome to the live chat. Halloween, H2O, Halloween water. It is pronounced H2O. Anyways, this film was done pretty well, especially in the beginning. Yes, Asylum. Fun fact, behind the scenes, they had a shit ton of Halloween 6 masks, but they only used it in one scene. I do remember that, Jay. My sister doesn't remember H2O at all. Samo, you better start remembering H2O or really pay attention to this review. Joel, welcome to the live stream. Myers needed the Batman eye makeup. I don't like seeing his eyes like that. I do not either. H2O is very good. Joel, we're all going to give our number ratings at the end of this review like we have every night as we revisit this movie. So everybody gets your number ratings ready. The one thing I hate about this movie is the mask. Yeah, they use 6 different masks in it, as a matter of fact, including a CGI face mask in one scene. And you guys know what part I'm talking about. Should have stuck to the H6 mask. I agree, Baz. Chris Durand is not as good as Michael Myers. His walk is weird. Absolutely. He tilts his head down. Yeah, I didn't like it either. Thomas Clark, welcome to the live stream. I've been meaning to rewatch this one for a while, and that is what we're doing tonight. Chris Durand always looked like a senile in the mask with the eye. Good one. Anyways, Myers gets away, drives down the street, and then it's the next day. It is Halloween Eve, October 30th. we see the police there, and we see the coroners and the ambulance, and of course they're taking the bodies away and investigating the murder scenes. And there's two guys talking about how well the one guy says it could be Michael Myers, and the one guy's like real skeptic about it. Yeah, right. Just look for an Alzheimer's with a cane. And the one detective's like, oh, the guy would be younger than me. I was 15 years old when he killed his sister. So anyways, they're investigating around and they see her office, and it shows all the newspaper clippings on Nurse Marion Chambers' wall where Dr. Loomis stayed. And you could tell that he was obsessed with Michael Myers all through the years. And then the one little detective guy says, Michael Myers. Yeah, right. And he shuts the door. Then it goes into the credits, and it goes into a pretty decent opening music scene. And I'm telling you, the beginning is my favorite part. And the credits with the music, how they made the Halloween theme kind of orchestra like. I really did appreciate that. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it. So, like I said, after that cool ass beginning, then get a bunch of lottie dottie slow dot. John Tate, erase the timeline. Uh, uh, me off back then, but I was excited to have another Halloween movie, so I had to go to the theater and check it out. But everybody's thoughts so far. Brobud's drinking mead. He's drinking with Vikings tonight. I think the ending of this Halloween is the best next to the original. I'll give you that. But as Asylum, the main mask is actually good. And the professor's shaking his head. The short hair in his eyes are the main problem. Bro Bud, you can make a deal anytime you want. I think the more orchestral version of Halloween theme works for how haunted Laurie Strode is from her past. That's a good comment, Anthony. I like that. By the way, was an ugly drawing of Michael's Matt. Yes, I know what drawing you're talking about. That stupid, disgusting, worst drawing of any Michael Myers head or mask in Nurse Marion Chambers' office in her house. I can't stand it. And they show that, and they do a close up to it during the opening credits, and I don't know why. There, I ran it for a second, Professor. What do you think about that? I'm out of control. You give it a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Asylum. How are they going to shit on the 8.6 mask when we barely see it, but they use a CGI mask? It makes no sense. That's because by the way, I forgot to mention a real important part. Steve Miner comes in and takes the directing reins for Halloween H20. And you may know Steve Miner for directing 2 of the Friday the 13th movies in the franchise. That would be part 2 and part 3. And I think Steve Miner did pretty good with his direction. I just hated the storyline. Like I said, it was very Scream and Dawson's Creek and all One Tree Hill and all that yibbity yabbity crappity crap. It's the boring Halloween movie up until the end when the chase scenes start to happen. I don't know. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. I'm going to get to a lot of the parts, but I'm just trying to express the fact that the beginning was great. It made it for a great opening, and then it goes just down south for an hour. I'm just like, good God. I don't want to see this soap opera shit with the teenagers in this school. I want to see Michael Myers. Professor, what do you got?
They were trying to capitalize on the whole Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer crap. That's all.
Yeah, because you're exactly right. And what he means by that is they're still trying. Those are the movies that was still popular, and even in '98. So they were still showcasing all that BS. So yeah, I can understand that. Chad Man, was LL Cool J one of the writers? You would like to think so, because I remember watching the documentary to that back then, and LL Cool J just was totally in love with the movie that he was playing in. He was a big fan of Michael Myers, which I respect, but he couldn't brag enough about H2O. So you would think he was one of the writers. I have a copy of the drawing hanging in my living room wall next to my chair. That's pretty cool, Anthony. The Loomis voice actor was half-assed too. Totally agree, Baz. I will say this version of Laurie Strode's better than the David Gordon Green. Yes, she's very tolerable in H2O. Thomas, definitely a 90s movie. Yes, sir. Agree. Asylum, she wasn't full-blown crazy with Death Trap Home. Yeah, not yet. Steve Miner was fighting for the original mask they showed in the trailers. Yeah, and that's the one that they hated the most. And was that another gunshot, Professor? Did you hear that?
I'm not sure what it was.
I'm not sure either. I'm tired of getting interrupted by gunshots during these damn live streams. Joe, he also did direct Day of the Dead remake. See, did you hear it? The hell is that?
That's a motorcycle.
Okay. I think someone's dragging their dumpster to the curb.
That sounds like.
Like I swear to God, Michael Myers is here in this town. He's here to tickle Professor's ass crack and anybody who gets in his way. Sorry, I had to. But couldn't help it. Oh man.
I want to go back to the Joel's comment about Day of the Dead. I didn't even know there was a Day of the Dead remake.
Yeah, it was like a few years after the remake of Dawn of the Dead, but it looks so. It just, we were like, there's no way it could fill the shoes of the remake of Dawn of the Dead, because we went to the theater to see that. I remember that.
I still love that.
So do I. I still watch it every time. In fact, I've watched it a couple weeks ago because it was on AMC. But sorry, that was my neighbor. We saw the previews of the remake of Day of the Dead, and we were like, I'm probably not going to go see it.
Was it straight to video?
No, it made it to the theater.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes.
You're not thinking of Land of the Dead?
No, it was Day of the Dead.
Okay. Yeah,
or was it Land of the Dead?
Land of the Dead, I remember being in the theater, and that movie was hot garbage.
Okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe they still haven't come out with a Day of the Dead.
He says Steve Miner directed it in 2008.
Okay. I wasn't aware. Somehow that fell underneath my radar.
Yeah, it must have been straight to DVD.
Must have been. Baz, one thing that draws me away from this movie is the Scream feel. Absolutely. We shouldn't see Scream mentioned in Halloween. Halloween created Scream. Yes. Randy explained that. He explained it in the original Scream. So why the hell would you try to make it Scream? God almighty. I can't believe I got to get angry about this shit, Professor.
Yeah, that's a studio getting their hands in on it. That's all that was. They were seeing.
Yeah. Jay Gregory, let's not forget about the ugly alien mask that Michael was wearing. If you go to the scene when Michael's trying to unlock the gate, if you pause, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That is the mask that was in the trailer when the movie first was showing previews on TV. That's the mask that they used. The part where he's looking at Laurie through the other side of the glass and he tilts his head. It shows that mask, and I'm like, the hell kind of mask is that? Looks like an alien's butthole, but with diarrhea. But yeah. Asylum, why didn't they put burn marks on his hands? Because it totally did away with the Thorn trilogy. Well, no, he's right. It did include Halloween too. Yes, so they totally disregard the fact that he caught on fire. Even her son, John Tate, brought up the fact when she catches him in town because they were getting the wine bottle because they were going to stay behind from the school instead of going to Yosemite. Even he brings it up to her while they're arguing on the sidewalk that you said yourself you watched him burn. But yeah, no burn marks on the hand. So yeah, that's a good comment right there.
You expect continuity?
Yeah, it's basically what I've been talking about on these live streams, revisiting these movies all week long, is from part 2 and beyond, even with part 4 throughout the Thorn trilogy and now into H2O. Halloween, the franchise, had a lot of continuity problems, and you guys have to admit that. One of my biggest gripes is that they never mention Halloween 2 other than the fact that Michael and Laura are related. Yeah, plus the part that I just talked about with John Tate saying that you said yourself you watched him burn. His overly dramatic acting, and Josh Hartnett, yes, played John Tate, sorry. Josh Hartnett. Asylum. Her haircut yeah, well, she's nasty anyways. Anthony, now I can pay more attention to. I've been fighting with my computer. It's been updating. It screwed up my speakers. It is a direct video Day of the Dead remake, not in theaters. Okay, Joel just clarified that up for us.
I'll have to look that up, see if it's any good.
Jay Gregory, I see your comment there, and that is a very, very good comment and a very, very good point. They never even showed at least one flashback of Halloween 2. All the flashbacks was from the original. So yeah, it took a dump on part 2 basically, and took a dump especially on the Thorn trilogy. It really took a big disrespectful dump on Danielle Harrison, the Jamie Lloyd character. Just totally erased it from the timeline.
Absolutely.
Yes, they paid homage and ode to Dr. Loomis, but it just wasn't. This is the times of the Halloween sequels where it just wasn't the same anymore, and that's because of the passing of Donald Pleasance. The professor will agree.
Yes, the franchise was never the same after that.
No. Asylum, the brother and sister storyline makes sense. Yes, do not look Day of the Dead remake. It's way beyond awful. Yeah, I won't watch it. And holy shit, I think we're being attacked, Professor. What the hell is going on in my neighborhood? What's going on in my town? I'm just trying to do some friendly live streams. Why does this keep going on? Tell me why. Tell me why. Sorry.
So, Anthony, I have to ask, you don't like the Day of the Dead remake. Did you like the Dawn of the Dead remake? And yeah, Asylum brings up a good point. The score of the film did suck.
Yeah, I just like the beginning. I like the the orchestral version of the Halloween theme for that time, but the rest of the music throughout the rest of the movie, that soft harp, bullcrap, fluty set, yeah, it just didn't work. Asylum is exactly correct. Chad, man, LL Cool J quit his security job and joined an underwater research facility a year later to blow up a super shark with a stove gas leak explosion. Yes, he did. I remember that now. And we got to see Samuel L. Jackson get swallowed alive. Yes. What was LL Cool J's character? Ronnie. Yes, Ronnie quit his security job. He didn't pursue his author novelization job like he wanted to in H2O. Instead, he became a cook, where he almost got eaten by a mega shark. So
His
yes,
wife divorced him, and he got a bird instead.
And he got a bird instead.
Then the bird got eaten.
That's the part I don't like. I didn't because he was a big mouth in it. I was pretty happy about that part, but they didn't have to eat Ronnie's bird.
Yeah.
What? Tell me why.
Yeah.
Another weird thing that Lori said in H2O is that Judith faked her death. I never caught that. I could have sworn she said she faked her death. Yes, that's another thing in H2O. It did bring back Jamie Lee Yogurt Curtis. Laurie Strode changed her name to Carrie Tate, faked an automobile accident, and faked the death to hide from Michael Myers all this time. And now her name is Carrie Tate, living in Southern California, Summer Glen, California. And she's the head mistress of a posh Ivy League school, private school, whatever. And her son attends the same school. It's like I said, it's so Scream and so Dawson's Creek and urban legend, and I know what you did last bullshit and all that. It just the whole rest of the hour of the movie until the conclusion where she fights Michael at the end, which is actually kind of cool, and it still stands the test of time to me. It's just plain boring. H2O, it just Back then, it did a little bit for me because I was craving another Halloween sequel. Now it really doesn't do a whole lot for me. It just 25 years later, it doesn't really stand the test of time for me. That's all I have to say. I mean, and yeah, I can talk about the scenes all throughout the school with John and his girlfriend, who is played by Michelle Williams from Dawson's Creek, and her friends. And I mean, I could talk about, one guy I did, another character besides Ronnie LL Cool J I did like in the movie was Adam Arkin's part. I did like that. I did like his part in it because I like Adam Arkin, the actor, anyways. The original skip. He had a pretty decent part.
Yeah, I would
The original
more with him than the stupid kids.
I totally agree. Yeah, the scenes. I was going to say that in H2O, the scenes with Adam Arkin and Jamie Lee Curtis, those scenes were pretty cool. I did like those scenes. Those scenes and what they talked about made sense for the movie. The scenes with the kids, especially with their son and his girlfriend and their friends or whatever, made no sense. Didn't fit the movie.
No.
Who cares? And that's what bored the shit out of me. Still bores the shit out of me. I'm back. I had to explain to my sister where H2O was set and was confused about the time. Oh, so Slammo Sammo was brought up to speed. There's someone said something. It wasn't the original script. Asylum says the original script of H2O included Jamie Lloyd. I did hear about that, Asylum. You might have to tell us a little bit about that. I like the idea of Michael Myers stalking in a school, but we all have done a better job writing it, making it more interesting. Absolutely. Anthony, this might be horror's biggest 1,000 IQ play. You know your psychotic brother might come to kill you one day, so you move to the state with the strictest gun control. But yet she had a gun. It made absolutely no sense. So H2O, and where did you go, Professor? I see nothing but a blank screen. The guest left. The professor is gone. The professor got so sick and tired of talking about Halloween H2O 25 years later. He said, the hell with this. The son of a bitch jumped ship. And then he jumped back. Oh, yeah. I threw him a lifeline. I threw him the donut. He got on it, and I pulled him back to the boat. Now we're coming about.
I was leaving, and then I heard gun talk, so.
Oh, okay. I forget. God almighty. I forgot his name, but during the makeout scene, he asked about the older sister to Lori. Adam Arkin's part. I can't remember. Was his name Will? I can't remember Adam Arkin's character's name, but yeah. That's when she talks about how she faked her death, and she's very paranoid. She has nightmares. She's an alcoholic. She drinks vodka straight out of the bottle. She's very traumatized, PTSD, just like in Halloween 2018 trilogy, but not as batshit crazy as in the 2018 trilogy. But she's an alcoholic. She's very paranoid. She's very protective over John. She doesn't let John do anything. John being 17, the same age as she was when she got attacked in the first Halloween. So there's a bunch of that drama, mama ding dong, in that part of the movie that John wants his freedom, but she's very protective and won't let John out of her wing and blah, 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 blah. So, like I said, just the middle parts of H2O is just so boring to me. I don't mean to be disrespectful on the live stream. I know a lot of people like to talk about this movie, but I'm doing my best here, guys. So you have to agree with me at least on 85 to 90% of this shit. Tom Clark, if she wanted to hide from Myers, she should have just had a low-key job. Exactly. Chad, man, he didn't kill the lady in the bathroom. It was a friend. Okay. That is my second favorite part of the movie. That bathroom scene, the actress name is Larissa Miller, the one where she goes into the rest stop bathroom with her daughter, and Myers goes in there and snatches her purse. And she looks out the crack of the stall and sees him walking past the mirror. Though that was a pretty. You got to admit, Professor, that's a pretty freaky part in the movie.
Yeah, that's one of the few parts I liked.
Yeah. In fact, when I went and saw that in the theater, I was actually a little bit terrified at when that part came because I'm like, holy shit, is he going to kill this woman and her daughter? What the hell is he going to do? And then he just simply reaches down and snatches her purse that has the car keys in it. So Michael Myers not only is an insane mass murderer, he is now a GTA carjacker.
Yes.
So there you have it, guys. A lot has changed in H2O. Laurie Strode is traumatized, has a son now instead of a daughter, and Michael Myers has become a Grand Theft Auto thief. So, I mean, just you can look at it however you want. A lot has changed in H2O. Anthony, if I could describe the movie one word, it would be uninspired. Exactly. This film lacks the Halloween atmosphere, which is important. Yes, since it took place supposedly in California, it had no feel of Halloween, and that's another reason why the movie falls short for a lot of the fans. There was a scene in the classroom where Michael was brought up somehow, and someone mentioned, didn't he kill his niece a few years back? And Laurie goes into the bathroom and throws up. That must be a deleted scene because I do not remember that part, Mr. Anthony. When I watched this movie, I spent about 60% of my time minimal browsing Facebook. You have to until you start getting to the chase scenes and the fight scenes. Jay Gregory, I do love the H2O theme song. Actually did a remake of it a few years ago. Is it on your channel? I might have to check that out, Jay. It feels like the beginning and ending was written by different people than the rest of the movie. Totally agree. The beginning of the movie and the end, like I said, is pretty damn good for a Halloween sequel. And then, like I said, it must have been, it was obviously written by the producers of One Tree Hill and Dawson's Creek and Scream and all that, because that's the feel that I got in the middle of the damn movie.
Movie.
Did you see the rabbit run by the way, Mike? He just ran by you.
I did not.
So once again, like the other night, guys, the rabbit in red has ran by. The rabbit in red from Halloween, the original, has ran through my yard again. So yes, I am convinced. Me and Professor right now, especially me, we are in a Halloween movie. Michael Myers is here in this town.
Where's he at?
He's here in this town. He's here to kill Slammo Sammo and anybody that gets in his way. I'm more pissed that Michael never stopped for gas. Yeah, I did think about that. They did show realistically that he had a blowout in one of his tires, which is why he stole Larissa Miller's janky car at the rest stop. But it never showed him pulling up to the gas station and get. Even Dr. Loomis stopped and got gas in Halloween 4. Why couldn't they do the same thing for Myers? I would have loved to seen him get out, pump gas, and then look toward the gas station and go, hey there. I'm having fun with this live stream talking about H2O, Professor. I'm having a lot of fun.
I can tell.
I've been pretty serious with revisiting these other Halloween movies, but I'm having a lot of fun really dogging on H2O. Is that bad of me? Does that make me a bad?
I haven't been dogging it that much yet.
Asylum, the fight between Laurie and Michael was the best over the trilogy ending. Totally agree, Asylum. Myers couldn't pick up a better car than that clunk. Another question is that Larissa Miller, the actress, couldn't pick up a better car for her and her daughter? No one. Oh my God. There's so much stupidity in H2O. I've talked about the pros. Now we're talking about the cons. And unfortunately, even 25 years later, the cons are outweighing the pros. I'm out of control. Professor, what do you got?
Actually, her having a janky car is the most realistic part of the movie. Single mother, it's all she can afford. Come on, think about it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that's why that's all Myers took was the car key. She obviously didn't have any money or any credit cards in her purse.
Yeah,
so he was like, Oh shit! What's Chad Man got? Myers couldn't pick up a better card, and the clunker got you. Part was scripted, but I think Jamie Lee argued against it. Oh, okay, got you, Anthony. Michael looked goofy when he got kicked in the balls. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Even when I get kicked in the balls, I have a pretty goofy grimace on my face. So it's only fitting that even the boogeyman gets a goofy look on his face when he gets kicked in his little serial killers in his coveralls. It was on my channel, but I deleted it because I was paranoid about copyright infringement. I can understand that, Jay. I've been copyrighted stricken quite a few times on my channel, so I understand 100%. He's probably there to help you guys roast David Gordon Green. Joel, lots of fans hate Michael Myers' mask and on awful CGI, and for good reason, Joel. That mask was absolutely atrocious in that movie, especially the CGI part. Where I don't even remember the kid's name. He's digging out the corkscrew out of the garbage disposal in the sink, and he pops up and then he comes face to face with Myers, and you can tell it's CGI. Even back then, I was like, that looks absolutely freaking horrendous. It looks like Anthony took a big dump on Michael Myers' face and mask. My favorite kill is the dumbwaiter kill. Yeah, there was some pretty cool kills in it. Very few kills, but there were some pretty cool kills, and the dumbwaiter kill was a good one, Asylum. The film spends 90% of its time in second gear. That's a good way of putting it. Anastasia, welcome to the live stream, and she says, poo. Okay, well, welcome to the live stream. Anthony, 12-year-old me was forgetting of the movie. 37-year-old me cannot look past the shortcomings, even if I still just barely like it. Totally agree, and that's what I'm saying. Back then, I liked it. Oh, I liked it just fine because it was a Halloween sequel and it was fresh. But I'll get to that here at the end of the live stream. My number rating has definitely changed through the years. 25 years later for Halloween H20. So I will say this right off the bat: Halloween H20 did not stand the test of time for my revisit and rewatch.
No, definitely not.
And Professor agrees. Chad, man, I'd rather have Myers get kicked in the balls than shoved in some random sewer. True that, Chad, man. He's referring to Halloween shit dick ends, by the way, Professor.
I figured.
Which, thank God you still haven't poisoned your eyes with that movie still.
Just take everybody's word for it.
Yes, and trust me, our word is bond, okay? Mum is the word. All those cliches. Jay Gregory, I did enjoy playing the trumpet for the song. No, that does sound pretty cool. A nice trumpet in the Halloween theme is what is probably missing. Anyways, Anthony, they had a golden opportunity to do the kill from Friday the 13th Part 4 with I'm disappointed they didn't. Oh, you're talking about the corkscrew part, which that's one of my favorites in Part 4. Crispin Glover after he lays one of the Doublemint twins in Part 4, the final chapter, he comes out and he's like, "Hey Ted, where's that corkscrew? You know, that fancy corkscrew," and he's looking for it. "Where's the damn corkscrew?" And then Jason shoves it in his hand and then chops his head with the damn meat cleaver. Love that part. I know exactly what you're talking about. In fact, I'd rather be talking about Friday the 13th, the final chapter, rather than H20. That's how pathetic this revisit. I've enjoyed every revisit, even the 2018 revisit so far, but H20 is falling really short for me, Professor. It's really easy to make fun of it.
Well, how's Resurrection going to be?
That's tomorrow night, and you'll just have to find out on that one. Asylum, the scene where he bites off John Tate's arm was actually terrifying. I don't remember that part, Asylum. Anthony, Halloween 6 is a time capsule of the 90s. H20 is awkward and cringingly 90s. Yes, that is a good comment, Anthony. Sebastian, I'm gonna have to go, Maestro. Not feeling well tonight. Ah, crap. I'm sorry, Baz. That sucks. I hope it's not because you think the live stream's horrible and I'm going off the rails here, buddy. Fun fact, H20 was the first movie in the franchise I watched. I looked at it for 3 seconds and turned the TV off. That white mask was engraved in my mind. Yes, exactly, Jay. Who's Anastasia? Good question. She came on and said, pew, and then haven't heard anything since. Thomas Clark, another filmed in reverse kill, Crispin Glover. Yes, absolutely, Thomas Clark. Yeah, get to feeling better, Baz. And like I said, I hope the live stream didn't make you feel any worse because we are kind of getting off subject here pretty bad. I don't know. We're staying on the subject H2O pretty decent, aren't we, Professor?
Yeah.
These chairs suck. I'm just messing around. I just wanted to get your reaction. Gotcha. Sebastian is sick from the drawing of yeah, he's sick of that stupid ass piss poor drawing at the beginning of H2O that they had to do the close up on at the end of the opening credits. Pretty damn pathetic. Anthony is giving me, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 jack-o'-lanterns and 7 large kitchen knives that Michael Myers uses. Thank you so much. This live stream, that lets me know this live stream is going pretty damn successful. So, Professor, I have to ask you, what was your initial reaction 25 years ago with H2O, and what was your best guess memory? What was your review, your number rating for H2O back then, 25 years ago?
Honestly, couldn't tell you a number rating. It was such a forgettable movie. I remember watching it when it was released on DVD or VHS, probably. And
right.
I know I watched it. That's about it. I don't think I saw it until I got the Blu-ray box set when I watched the entire series at that point.
Right. Even back then, even it being a fresh sequel, and I got another Halloween movie due to the fact that it wiped out the Danielle Harris, Jamie Lloyd, and the Thorn trilogy. Back then, I gave it even back then when I was excited for another sequel, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I'm wondering if I had even seen the other movies at that point.
I don't think you have until I've started making you watch them.
That's entirely possible. I think I'd probably seen bits and pieces, but I don't think I watched 6 until you got the
producer's cut.
Yeah. Remember when we found that out? You had me search it up online.
Yep, we got the bootleg copy of the VHS.
Yep, we also got a bootleg copy of Jason X before it was released in theaters.
We sure as hell did. And I remember after me and you watched that producer's cut, we were like, wow.
Yeah.
And I talked about that last night. I talked about how much you love the producer's cut, how much I love the producer's cut. I like both parts. When I'm in the mood for fast-paced action, I watch the theatrical cut. But when I'm in the mood for just a slow pace, good story, original Halloween 1978 feel to the Halloween franchise, I watched the producer's cut. Better storyline, better in-depth detail of the Cult of Thorn trilogy and what drives Michael.
And let's be honest, Paul Rudd was great in that movie.
And I did tell you got to go back and watch the live stream last night. I gave all kinds of praise to Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd to me is Tommy Doyle.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And Jay Gregory, it's not going to make me mad. I'm going to question your sanity. That's all.
This might piss the professor off, but H2O is number 4 in my ranking. Like I said, it's all the Halloween movies is an acquired taste for everybody. So Jay Gregory, whatever ranking you give your Halloween movies, I respect your opinion. Like I said, a lot of people like H2O. A lot of people like Resurrection too. A lot of people like the Rob Zombie Halloweens. Like I said, I'll get to Resurrection tomorrow night, but we're still revisiting H2O 25 years later tonight. But so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mixed feelings about H2O, and a lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. I don't hate it. I don't necessarily like it. It's just kind of there for me. Does that make sense, Professor?
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, it's just kind of there. I will include it in my marathon like I have every October just because it is a part of the franchise. But again, Don't like it. Don't hate it. It's just kind of a gray area type of Halloween sequel for me. So,
Well, I kills, but H20, yeah, I it's just there
I'll tell you what, I'll take H2O over Kills and Halloween Shit Dickens anytime.
all day long.
All day long.
It's not
Anthony, oh, sorry, go ahead, Prof.
it's not disrespectful to the franchise, at least.
No, it's not. The mid to late '90s was a very bad time for horror. It sure as hell was because horror movies and the horror movie franchise at that point had kind of lost its identity. It was
Well,
getting more psychological with the Saw movies and
that
shit
wasn't
like
until
that.
the 2000s.
Well, I mean, well, he brought up the late '90s going into 2000s too. I thought so.
Oh, he said, oh yeah, mid to late 90s. Yeah, I mean, Scream, the original Scream, I thought was really good, and that was a fresh, something fresh that the horror genre needed. But what they did afterwards, right, with I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend and
And
Valentine, just it
and then
got
uh,
laid out
and
real
then
fast.
and then another sequel to I Know What You Did Last. I still know what you did last summer, which was the most retarded sequel I've ever seen in my ever living life. Asylum gives me ghosts and skulls and devil emojis and clowns and says Halloween forever. Yes, I like Resurrection, but I have a very fond memory of seeing that in the theater. I tell that story tomorrow and why I'm soft on it. I have some soft spots for Resurrection as well, and we'll get into it tomorrow night. The professor has a really good theory about Resurrection, and he'll get into it tomorrow night when he joins the live stream via his house. But yeah, we all have a soft spot for Resurrection as well. I actually like Resurrection better than H2O.
Resurrection's a more fun movie, and like I said, it's not disrespectful to the franchise, like Ends is. Uh, I haven't seen Ends, but I mean, yeah, Resurrection was not disrespectful. It just kind of tried to modernize it a bit, but was still a fun slasher flick. Not a good Halloween flick, just a good slasher flick.
I was hoping you would have saved that for tomorrow night, but
Sorry.
yes, that's okay. But you've been describing it as exactly what you just said for a lot of years, and I agree with you. Like if it just would have been called Resurrection, Michael Myers Resurrection, not Halloween, that might have been a little bit better. I don't know. You guys, if you could come up with another title for Halloween Resurrection, let me know. Even Danielle Harris couldn't help Urban Legends. No, she kind of had a crappy ass part in it for sure. Her death scene is just totally freaking ridiculous in it.
I don't even remember that movie.
Chadman, Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. That come out back then, which I liked it a hell of a lot better than the original Blair Witch.
I was about to say it's a terrible movie, but it's still better than the first one.
Jay Gregory, when we talk about Resurrection tomorrow night, I'm probably going to rant my whole life away. It sounds good. I won't be the only one ranting like a lunatic then tomorrow night. Anthony, it's kind of hard not to discuss H2O without Resurrection. Very true. In fact, we're just about done already talking about H2O because of the simplicity of soap opera, but yeah, well, I guess I could have combined Resurrection and H2O all together tonight, but seeing that we've been on here for almost an hour already, I guess I probably won't do that. I don't know. We'll wrap it up tomorrow night with Resurrection because there is actually a lot to say about Resurrection, a hell of a lot more than H2O. Yeah. So I will save Resurrection's revisit till tomorrow night.
Anthony's newest comment. Yes, H2O is a slow train wreck, train to nowhere. Resurrection is a train wreck, but it's entertaining train wreck. That is a great way to describe it. Yes.
And Asylum says, can't wait for Resurrection time to make the biggest fan of Resurrection angry. Yes, the Myers fan 25 is going to be inexplicably very angry with us, making fun of his favorite Halloween Resurrection with his hero, Busta Rhymes. That's how the Myers. Yeah. okay, just picture me, my YouTube channel professor, and picture me talking like this real slow for an hour. How long would you tune into my channel if I talk like this the whole time?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I want to know what the channel is so I can throw it on when I'm going to bed, put me right to sleep.
Yes, it's called Myers Fan 25 is his YouTube channel. His real name is Darnell Weeks. And yes, his channel and his videos are the cure for insomnia. You don't need Ambient to go to sleep.
Joel actually gives me kind of an idea. He says 2010s horror films, some great, some awful. You know what we should do after we're done with the Halloween stuff?
What's
We
that?
should do horror movie by the decade.
That's a good idea.
Talk about,
Starting with
stuff, 80s, 90s, 2000s, so on, so forth.
You know what? That could be our project for November, for next month. Kind of help everybody help everybody get past the October Halloween postpartum blues, you know?
Right. And I mean, I'm sure we can all talk about some movies that others might not know about and introduce each other to some good B-rate horror movies.
Hope you guys are paying attention to this because our November schedule, we will split that with. I planned on doing some of the Friday the 13th in November as well, but I can save that for December, and we could do your idea of just covering the decades, some of the best and worst horror movies of each decade.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Prof. Anthony, H20 is a slow train to nowhere where Resurrection's a train wreck. Yeah, Chad, man, he gives it a 6 out of 10 pumpkins. It wasn't a very memorable movie. I totally agree. Try to watch Myers Fan. I don't think I made it 3 minutes. Yeah, probably because you fell asleep, Anthony. I think it would have been great if they had more of the Asylum and Resurrection. Yes, they didn't utilize the Asylum very well at all, and that's some of the parts that I liked.
That should have been the movie. Can you imagine the movie set there? Of course, then it would have been kind of a rehash of 2.
Yeah, you're right about that. Since we're talking about Myers Fan 25 tomorrow, let's talk about Halloween 9, which is something he's been begging to make. Yeah, we are definitely talking about Halloween Resurrection tomorrow, just to make the Myers fan happy. I really don't care if he's happy or not. Melatonin, in my case, I can do Ambient. The doctor gave it to me once, and let's just say it took me to put. Yeah, Ambient is they gave me Ambient in my the 3 weeks I was in the hospital. And it played, yeah. Charlie Sheen called Ambient the devil's aspirin for a reason. That it helps you sleep, but you have some very, very odd dreams and hallucinations in your sleep with Ambient. Joel, Halloween Resurrection is a lot way worse than Ends.
No,
probably not on that. That's the first time I will ever disagree with Joel. But sorry, my friend, I love you. I'm glad you're with us, but I'm going to disagree with you on that one. And look who just showed up. Bloodless Legacy, Five Nights at Freddy's spoiler review. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't. You keep asking me about it. They've only done a screen test for it. It hasn't been out yet. I got to watch it first before I can review it, Bloodless.
It's in the theaters. I think it hits Peacock tomorrow.
It hits Peacock. Okay, I'll check it out on Peacock then. But I'm not going to break the ebb and flow of what we're doing. I will do Five Nights at Freddy after we revisit all the Halloween movies. Here's a good B-rate horror movie. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark with Kim Darby. Yes, I've seen that. It's good. Basically extended episode of Twilight Zone. Yes, very interesting horror movie indeed. I'll give H20 a 5 out of 10. That is a very fair rating. Asylum. Joel has a message restricted. He must have really went off the rails.
No, he retracted it.
Oh, okay. He retracted it. Ambient will straight up have you tripping, and it sure did while I was in the hospital. Joel Ends is worst. I agree with Asylum. Bloodless is back, and it's almost a full moon. Yes, I was going to mention that we almost got a full moon tonight, but every night that I've been doing these live streams with the gunshots and the rabbit in red running by my yard and all the police sirens and the ambulance sirens, it's been a full moon all week long with these damn live streams, in my personal opinion.
Where's Paulie?
Polly got pissed off on the Discord, and we haven't seen him since. I don't know if he's unsubbed me or not, but he hasn't been on the live stream all week.
Really? What made him mad?
Well, here's the thing. You know how he likes to give everybody shit and dish it out to everybody?
Yeah.
Here's the best metaphor I can use on that. If you live in a glass house, do not throw stones. Make sense?
So, what? Somebody gave him shit back and he just couldn't take it?
He just couldn't take it. So he got mad. He signed off with the Discord, and we have not seen him on the live stream. I have nothing against Polly. Polly is a good personality. Polly's a good personality with a lot of good knowledge on the live stream. But I mean, I'm sorry he got his feelings hurt. But at the same time, if you're going to give shit, expect to eat shit right back.
Oh.
Yes, the Bloodless is back. I've been hunting victims, is why I haven't been around that much. I knew it, Bloodless, you blood-sucking bastard. Me, Sam, and Sebastian bullied Polly. Yeah, Jay Gregory had a hand in it. Polly was escalating things to the point of mean-spiritedness. Yes, he really was, and he got upset because a lot of people joined forces on him. Well, I mean, strength in numbers, as Taikedo said. I didn't realize he left the Discord. Yeah, I didn't realize it either till Sebastian and Jay Gregory said something. I guess he signed off the Discord. I don't know. Polly, if you're watching this, we like you, but just tone it down a couple thousand RPMs. Pump the brakes, buddy. Pump the brakes. We was tired of Polly's horse shit. Jay Gregory pulling no punches.
No.
He tried to defeat me. Okay, here's Bloodless talking shit when Polly's not here to defend himself. He tried to defeat me, but he failed. Blah, 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 blah. There, I had to do it. Let me guess, Bloodless, you do not go blah, blah, blah.
He claims he doesn't.
He claims. Probably stands in the mirror before he comes on these live streams and he's like, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to drink your blood. Blah, 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 blah. Gets his cape and pulls it over his face and then shows his fangs, his plastic fangs he got at the 5 and dime store. I used to love those when I was a kid. Anyways, one last thing I can talk about H2O, and then I'll give you my my numbers rating on it 25 years later. Like I said, I gave it a 7 out of 10 25 years ago. The chase scenes and the fight scenes at the end between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers were actually pretty decent. Should have been most of the movie instead of the last 20 minutes of the movie. The ending, the total ending where she gets in the coroner's van and drives down the road with him was a little bit super silly ass for my taste. And then he breaks out of the body bag and she hits him with the van because he goes crashing through the front windshield. She runs him down and they crash down a cliff. Somehow she lived. She flew out of the van. She get out, but somehow she lived. And she goes up to him and Myers is extending his hand, which I'll get back to this part tomorrow, by the way, with Resurrection. We're not going to bring it up tonight, but he's extending his hand. She goes to extend her hand, and then obviously she had some flashbacks in her mind about everything that he has put her through, so she lops his head off. Back then, when I first saw the movie, I didn't know how to take that. I was like, oh, shit, Myers got his head cut off. This has never happened before. So I didn't know if they were going to come out with another one or not. I was thinking probably not. So I was like, well, that's officially the end of the Halloween franchise. So, yeah. So the fight scene should have been longer between Laurie and Michael. The ending I found a little absurd, especially with the lopping off of the head, but cool ending. And then at the end, it shows his head roll with the mask still on, and it actually plays the original Halloween theme at the very end. Roll credits, blah, blah, blah. My 7 out of 10, 25 years ago. Today, I give it a 5 out of 10, 25 years later. So I've obviously have aged and thought about it through the years and changed my opinions on it while rewatching it. So yeah, 7 out of 10, 25 years ago, 5 out of 10, 25 years later is my numbers rating for Halloween H20. So there you have it, guys.
I want to be a little harsher. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10 for the professor. Jay Gregory, I give it a 7 out of 10. Have gripes with it, but I like it more than I dislike it. I understand. Jay Anthony, I watched Nosferatu Last Voyage of the Demeter, Halloween 6, and the original Halloween today. Those were two good movies to watch, I tell you. I've heard some good things about Voyage.
Ask, how was Last Voyage? I've heard mixed reviews.
That's a good question. Whew, I've had a lot of caffeine.
Jay Gregory gives it, you already read that one, 7 out of 10. Joel gives it a 7 out of 10. Bloodless is still talking trash on Paulie.
Yeah, Bloodless is one of those cars that is stuck in neutral. The tires are spinning but isn't going anywhere. So,
and Anthony gave it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10, yeah. So there you go. Everybody gave their number ratings. It just Halloween H20 25 years later didn't stand the test of time for the Maestro Megatron. Halloween 4, 5, and 6 did, which I did those all 3 nights ago, and they stood the test of time. But Halloween H20 just does not stand the test of time for me. So yeah, 5 out of 10 from the Maestro Megatron. Now Resurrection. Oh, sorry.
I was say Bloodless chimed in with the 6.
6 out of 10. Gotcha. No, now Resurrection getting no mercy from me. Gotcha, Jay. Anthony says Halloween H2O is just there. It's not enough to have an opinion one way or the other. Yeah, I kind of brought that up earlier. It's just kind of included in the marathon. It's just kind of included in there in the box set. You agree, Professor?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. And to me, it doesn't. I mean, you've got the slight bridge. You've got the bridge to Resurrection, but that's about it.
That's about it, which we will get to tomorrow. And I was talking about the ending where he's hidden between the van and the tree limb at the bottom of the cliff, and he's extending his hand to Lori. I will get to that ending again tomorrow night, unfortunately, when we revisit Resurrection, which
and the retcon.
One of my least favorite retcons in the Halloween franchise, because it's just absolutely, I don't like to cuss very much, but fucking absurd. Yeah, I saw that, Bloodless. Anthony must have said something kind of terrible because he retracted his message, or he just didn't like his message, Bloodless. Let's try to have a positive attitude, you blood-sucking vampire son of a bitch.
Or he accidentally typed the wrong movie and deleted it to correct it.
He typed Resurrection instead of H2. There you go, Bloodless. Let's just not look for the bad things and negative things in the life. Bastard. There you go. I'm having fun with Bloodless tonight.
Now, Paulie's not here to do it for you.
No. So, when the Maestro Megatron comes at you, it's like 10 million trillion times worse than what Paulie could do. So, good luck to you, Bloodless.
Don't let him talk to you like Bloodless.
Blood-sucking son of a bitch. I'll say this: Lori in H2O is how she should have been acting in Halloween Shit Dickens. It's how she should have been acting throughout the whole 2018 trilogy, as well as Shit Dickens. I totally agree with you, Jay Gregory. I like the way her characters played in H2O a hell of a lot better. Asylum, do you know the channel? I like Scary. I've never seen that channel before, but I will check it out if he's got some interesting shit.
Yeah, never heard of it.
I haven't either, but I like the channel name. That's pretty damn cool. This is the least amount of people I've had on these live streams all week long. I guess a lot of people didn't like wanting to revisit H2O. In Halloween 2018, it's like they wanted two different characterizations for Laurie, and because they couldn't decide, they did both. Good point, Anthony. Jay Gregory, I like Scary, is pretty cool. He's cool. I'm going to have to check that out because the only ones I really watch is Dr. Woofula, and that's about it. I don't watch any of the other ones who I'm referring to, the Drum Dumb's Dumbass, and we watch the Jackasses, and Dave McTalk-a-lot Moron, and Jimmy Sham Idiot. Wolfman's got Nutsack. Redeem Robux is back. Hey, welcome back to the live stream, buddy. He's a new sub. So everybody say hi to Redeem again. If you read the title of the video, the thumbnail, Redeem, we were discussing Halloween H20 25 years later, which ain't much to discuss at this point. We've pretty much got through it at a pretty rapid pace.
Asylum says 2018 Laurie Strode's a bitch. Couldn't stand her. She's just playing herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with both you and Asylum. We watched A Bad Impression to Dr. Loomis. That is a very, very good title for their YouTube channel. Jay, I'm buying some wine for tomorrow because I'm going to need it talking about Resurrection. Yeah, you better get about 2 bottles of wine, my friend.
No, boy. I feel like he doesn't like it, and he's going to have fun tearing into it.
You forgot to bring up Cody, Drum Dumbass's best friend. Actually, they're not friends anymore because I think Cody had an affair with his wife or some shit. Some kind of mama drama ding dong happened between Drum Dumbass and Cody Fat Face Leech. I just some food, right? You're eating some food right now? You just won some food. Hey, when I do scratch offs or some contest at a restaurant or fast food joint and I win some food or get a coupon, that's a happy day for me. Especially for the professor. He loves fast food.
Not so much anymore.
Bloodless. Is Polly ever going to come back, or did everyone murder him? I think he got murdered and ganged up. He got bludgeoned to death by Jay Gregory, Sebastian, and I think Samo in the Discord, and Anthony, I think. Basically, there was a female mod on Killer Flick. She took something another administrator said to her wrong, and Cody white knighted her for it. Oh, I did not know. That sounds kind of interesting. Sounds kind of juicy. I did not know that. I did not know this, man.
These stupid simps.
Pretty much. Wait, you have a Discord server? Yes. Giga Chad, man, could you shoot up the Discord link for Redeem Robux, please? Yes, we all have a fan Discord, and we have some very good, interesting conversations, as well as ousting people from the channel in Discord, apparently, in the case of Polly.
Not intentionally, apparently.
No, not intentionally. Everybody was just kind of taking up for themselves. Anthony, that's at least what I'm putting together because she left Killer Flicks the same time Cody did, and she made a video about it months later on YouTube. Gotcha. Thank you, Chad, man, for throwing up the Discord link. You are welcome, Redeem. Jay Gregory, we put Polly in the grinder that Michael was in at the end of Shit Dickens. Yeah, that's kind of what we did. Has put Redeem Box in time. No, you will not do that, Bloodless.
He's just
Don't
kidding.
start timing out people.
He said he's just kidding.
Okay, yeah, don't start that shit. As he's cracking his ass up. Bloodless is the funniest person to himself. That's one thing that cracks me up about Bloodless. He's his best favorite comedic fan. Asylum, I actually enjoy Resurrection, but if we're reviewing ends, we need 28 shots. And that's the thing. I'm going to spare myself the agony and everybody else. I will not be doing Halloween Shit Dickens. I will not be revisiting that. I revisited 2018 because that's the only decent movie in that trilogy. I will not be revisiting Kills or Halloween Shit Dickens because I have not one good thing to really say about any one of those movies. Kind of like tonight, I had some pros for H2O and a lot of cons, but there is absolutely no. The only pro I have is for Kills, and it's the flashback scenes at the beginning. That's it. That's it. No, I didn't. I didn't even appreciate the scene where he's massacring all the firefighters at the beginning, like everybody else. Like, no, I didn't like. I didn't like it, and I didn't appreciate it either. I was just like, kind of like, okay. So Michael has become an Aikido expert, and Aikido and Jiu-Jitsu's all the firefighters.
Oh, not about that way.
Asylum said, "What's this affair with Cody Lee?" I think it's just a rumor over YouTube. I think Drum Dumbs' wife was having an affair, and Cody Leach knew about it and snitched on her. And Drum Dumbs, Lee McCoy being his real name, being the pathetic pansy simp he is, took the side of his wife and cut all ties with Cody Leach instead of kicking his fucking wife out by her ass crack. So, because Lee McCoy, Drum Dumbs is pathetic anyways. So I think that's kind of what happened. I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't care enough because I can't stand Drum Comes. So, Anthony, I don't think any of us will be buying Halloween shit. No, I wouldn't even take it for free. If I was walking along the street and found it on the ground, brand spanking new, still in the package, I still wouldn't pick it up. I would stomp on it.
I didn't even buy Kills.
No, yeah, well, yeah, I can understand that too, Mike. You seen the new Saw movie? No, I haven't seen Saw 10 yet, but I need to. Bloodless. Enough with the kill slander. All right. The only way I would own Halloween Ends is if someone gave it to me as a gift. I wouldn't even accept it as that, Anthony. Sorry, Jay, if I went too far with the kill slander. My bad. I realize you like kills. I apologize, but sorry, it just didn't. I don't like kills too much either. If Cody did find out Drum Dumb's wife was having an affair and told him I'd have a little bit of respect for him, yeah, off to find more victims disappearing. See you later, Bloodless, you blood-sucking son of a bitch.
Good luck on finding the victims.
Yeah. Go buy a dog. Go get a friend. Myers could destroy the firefighters with ease, but not the random mob. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. That was. I don't know. Just oh my god, kills. Anyways, Chad Man gets my point on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He slaughters a bunch of firefighters with fire axes and the Jaws of Life saw and all that stuff. Just totally wrecks them. Are you okay there, Professor?
Yeah.
Okay. But has trouble with the mob at the end. It's just holding iron, clothing, irons, and baseball bats and some sticks and stones. May break my bones, but words, I guess, will never hurt Michael Myers. Yeah, it was just the kills had a lot of absurd parts in it, and just no, thank you. Jay Gregory, Halloween Kills wasn't that bad. I appreciate that, Jay. I think people are allowed to share Cody Leach videos and Killer sets to split. Nobody posts them there anymore. I can understand that. Asylum, the flashback was amazing. I hope they get the same guy to do the cinematography for the TV show. Yeah, if Miramax comes out with the TV show like they're saying they are, the new Myers should be played by the guy who played the flashback Myers in Kills.
Is that a different guy?
Yep, it wasn't James Dew Courtney.
I did not realize that.
Yes. You learn something new every night on the live streams with the Maestro Megatron Professor. Just don't be a blood-sucking son of a bitch like Bloodless. I liked Halloween Kills the first time I seen it, but when I got on Blu-ray back, I had COVID. I watched it and was just bored. I think you probably appreciated COVID more than watching Kills at that point, which is sad enough. I didn't like Kills the first time. I remember I watched it with the professor and my buddy Kevin back then, and I remember looking at both of them going, "Is this really what we got?"
Yeah.
That sucked. We all agreed on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we wanted that movie to be over.
Yeah. I just anyway. Good God. Asylum, if you're going to get the ends mask, I'd say get it through Trick or Treat Studios because the store ones look bad. I think I know what you're talking about, Jay. I think the reason I like Kills was just the thrill of being back in the theater. I can understand that. We watched it for free on Peacock, and we still wanted our money back.
Yeah. The hospital scenes, they were awful.
That's where it lost me. I was okay with it for a while, even after the absurd firefighter attack scene and all the boring talkity talk scenes when they finally get Lori back to the hospital with Hawkins and all that bullshit. But the hospital scene where they're all shouting "Evil dies tonight" and they're chasing the other escaped mental patient from the bus crash in 2018, I was like, I'm done. Dundee done.
Anthony Michael Hall was so underused and just made basically his character was a joke.
And let's welcome to the live stream Mr. Bradley LeRay's wife, Rachel J. Welcome to the live stream. How you doing tonight, Miss Rach? If Myers was in the hospital seeing that, maybe would have been cool. Yeah, but they sure as hell didn't do that. Chad, man, Jamie Lee Curtis talking to you in the hospital is torture. Oh, good God, yes. Yeah, poor Hawkins. Poor Hawkins is trying to recover from the stab in the neck and getting ran over by the car, and he had to listen to Lori go, "We killed him. We killed him."
Yeah.
Good God Almighty.
Yeah, he was probably looking for somebody else to stab him again.
In the neck.
Yeah.
Big John and Little John, the two most annoying characters. You know what? I wasn't even going to bring that up. In fact, I forgot all about that part because it's. Anyways, but Anthony, yes, that was the most ridiculous. Anyways, I'm going to stop right there. My blood pressure's already starting to get up. Anyways, they lied to use in the trailer. Her dialogue was horrendous. Yes, everybody's dialogue was the script. Anthony Michael Hall couldn't even save that movie.
Yeah,
Bringing Trump, horrible. And I know it's not because Anthony Michael Hall is a bad actor. It's because the script was absolutely fucking horrendous.
Yeah, script was trash.
Oh my God. Rachel chimed back. Yeah, is fun. Mrs. LeRae is fine. That's good to know. We're getting to your husband playing Michael Myers tomorrow night. We're going to be revisiting Resurrection. Tonight we revisited Halloween H20 25 years later. And Miss Rachel, why I got you on the live stream, what is your numbers rating that you give Halloween H20 25 years later? If you would please let us know. Halloween Kills didn't need JLC. She could have just stayed in the hospital. Hawkins could have told his story to Allison. That would have been 10 times better. That's a good idea, Jay. The flashback scenes were redundant unless it was centered around Hawkins, my opinion. Yeah, I it kind of got, I see what you're saying, Rach.
Asylum, stop deleting your post after I read them. There you go.
Was it really that bad?
No, he reposted it, but he spelled the word wrong.
The Little John I killed it. Yeah, the kills were pretty fitting for Big John and Little John, but anyways, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that situation. So because I could really go off the rails on that shit. But anyways, what I hated about the flashback was it implied there was something wrong with Michael before he killed his sister. I don't really remember that, but I'll take your word for it, Anthony. Rachel J gives it a 4 out of 10.
She agrees with me.
Yeah, 4 out of 10. I gave it a 5 out of 10. The professor gave it a 4 out of 10 like you did, Rach, 25 years later. Those characters were overrated, very overrated. They didn't utilize Charles Cypher, Sheriff Brackett, right. I know he's old, and I know he really couldn't probably carry a lot of scenes very well like he used to, but that's another part about kills is the way they killed off the legendary, iconic characters from the original Halloween.
Oh, yeah, in the most disrespectful manner possible.
Indeed. I'm out of control. Now I'm ranting. Anthony, the police officer that was with Hawk, said his parents used to make him play, and Michael, oh, that's right. Yeah, that was kind of stupid. Yeah, they used to make me play with the kid. Yeah, that was just adding bullshit to the script and adding just poop to the lore of the Halloween story in general. And yeah, I didn't like that shit.
Stuff that it didn't need.
Pretty much. But they did it just because why they did it.
Oh, yeah.
Drop a big old massive poop pile on the Halloween franchise. The novelization stated in the flashback that a stream of blood was running down the left side of his mask. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm a Pleasance Halloween fan all the way. Yes, amen, Rachel J. So are me and the professor. I had said that at the beginning of the video. H20, as well as all the other sequels and beyond, after Donald Pleasance died, after Part 6, just totally lost its familiarity and its magic, and most of the Halloween movies have been mediocre at best ever since Donald Pleasance passed away. That's all I have to say.
Generous.
I know why there's not very many people on my live stream tonight because I'm dogging on H20 a lot and Jamie Lee Curtis. So a lot of the people that probably came in earlier were like, "Oh, he's put down Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode. Let's get off the live stream." Because the last couple nights revisiting parts 4, 5, and 6, we were up to about 16 to 18 people on the live stream, Professor. The audience should know absolutely nothing about Michael's childhood. Totally agree. Jay, I enjoy the flashback scenes and kills. In Halloween 2018, I was always wondering what the mask looked like as a clean mask. Sheriff Brackett was a security guard at his age. Yeah, I mean, they didn't. That's great that they included him in the movie, but treated him very disrespectfully. But they didn't have to make him a 90-year-old security guard. He could have just showed up at the hospital because he heard about everything in the news, and being the former sheriff of Haddonfield, could have went to the hospital just to see what the hell is going on if it really is Michael Myers back. But instead, he's a 90-year-old security guard. I agree that was kind of asinine. Professor probably agrees with that too. I don't think anyone here would disagree that Donald Pleasance is up there with legends like Karloff, Cheney, Lugosi, and Cushing. Very much so, Anthony. That is the comment of the night right there. You get about 18,000 jack-o'-lanterns on that comment. Yes, they did that on purpose because in original Halloween, when Sheriff Brackett, Charles Cyphers, was fantastic in it, said, well, all they took was a Halloween mask, some rope, and a couple of knives. Who do you think it was? So, yeah, they utilized the rope at least in the flashback scene. All things the modern film accused the older films of doing, they do them in the modern films. Yeah, pretty much. There is no bullet hole in Michael's jumpsuit in the flash. Yeah, I noticed that. In Halloween 2, 1981's Halloween 2, there's a shit ton of blood stains and bullet holes throughout the whole movie in Dick Warlock as the Shape. But in the flashback scene, not one bullet hole after getting shot off the balcony. 6 times. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. I said I wasn't going to talk about kills, but here we are talking about. Might as well just get it out of your system, guys, because this is the only time it's coming out. So,
Stop.
we we got done early with the revisiting 25 years later of Halloween H20 because most of that movie was boring besides the beginning and the end. So we're done with that. Now we kind of moved on to kills, which is fine. I hope everybody's having a good time on the live stream. Rachel Brackett moved to St. Petersburg in '81. Well, who's the new sheriff? I am Ben Meeker. Oh, Sheriff Meeker, I'm Loomis. People are likely to forget your face, at least not cops. So what brings you back here after 10 years? I can quote all day. This is what should have been. Sheriff Brackett heard there was a fire at Lori's house, so he drove to the hospital to see. Yeah, that's a good idea. Anything other than being a 90-year-old security guard at the hospital. Asylum Chris Nelson confirmed that the bullet wounds are there and the jumpsuit was just too dark to see it.
That makes sense.
Oh, that's
kind of what
that's right. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, that's right. Chris Nelson was on the Slaughtered Lamb podcast a couple of days ago. I need to go back and watch that video. I guess he gave away some pretty cool shit about the trilogy. I didn't know you had gotten off the stream there, Professor. We will carry on, my wayward son. So, Miss Rachel Laree, make sure you join the live stream tomorrow night. We will be talking about your husband as Michael Myers and Halloween Resurrection revisited. Did Michael get the professor? I believe Michael had gotten the professor because I swear to God he's in my town or my neighborhood. I think the professor is gone via Michael Myers. I hope I'm not next. I hope you guys are watching my back because I know you guys can see behind me. If you start seeing the shape lurk up behind me, please let me know for Christ's sakes. We never knew we drove them to the hospital. Who drove them to the hospital? Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. That's the beginning of Kills, where they're in the back of the truck and the fire trucks are going by and she goes, "No, let it burn, let it." Yeah, it never showed who picked them up. Yeah, you're exactly right, Asylum. Just more of the continuity problems in all these Halloween movies that we've been talking about the past couple of nights. So could have been at Sheriff Brackett, could have drove them to the hospital. Yeah, it could have been that as well. Asylum Michael in the flashback looked like H2 Michael. Yes, a lot. Looked like them a lot. I really, like I said, I really enjoyed the flashback scenes in Halloween Kills. And then after that, I was just like, oh, God, is this really the movie that we're getting? It's 2018. I still like 2018. I thought it was a good, decent movie. And then we got Kills, and I'm like, oh, my. Holy shit, what the hell is going on around here? Anthony, either way, Sheriff Brackett is the last person who would join in on the angry mob. Yes, that was stupid having him in the angry mob, and it was real disrespectful and stupid of them killing off his character in the angry mob. I'm out of control. I just heard a car door. Did Michael pull up in a station wagon from the asylum? What is going on here?
And I'm back.
The professor's back. Hey, everybody wanted to know if Michael got you. I wanted to know if Michael got you too, but you're back.
No.
Michael did not get the professor. Jay Gregory, I feel like they showed the flashback scenes too early. I feel like they didn't show the flashback scenes enough. If Halloween Kills would have been the majority of flashback scenes, I would have liked Kills a hell of a lot more than what I like it now. Well, I don't really like it at all, but I would have liked Halloween Kills and appreciated it. How was Michael able to slash the throat in the mob scene? I guess because he's Michael Myers. Your guess is as good as mine. There were so many ridiculous asinine parts and kills. I really couldn't tell you. Honestly, I'd rather Michael get me than we have watched a movie of Dug Me. And well, trust me, if we watched a movie came anywhere near my house, it wouldn't end very well for we watched a movie. Just ask the professor.
They wouldn't be watching a movie anymore.
And I guarantee you they'd never find them.
Let's figure what our brother working man. We watched a funeral. Nice, Chad.
Good one, Chad, man. Oh, man. It seems like these YouTubers that we really don't like, they get new nicknames every live stream, and I love it.
Right.
It would go from we watched the movie to we made it into a missing persons report. Good one, Anton. Good one. Jay, my favorite kill on Halloween Kills was Cameron's death. James Jude Courtney said that was his favorite. You know what? Now that you bring that up, yes, that was a very fitting kill for the character of Cameron because he was totally worthless and useless anyways. So that was pretty brutal. You remember the staircase kill on Cameron, Professor? That was a pretty vicious kill. I did like that.
That movie's so bad, I don't remember much.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I agree with you, Jay. That kill on Cameron was pretty badass. Asylum, I'm still waiting on Dead Meat's kill count of. He hasn't did a kill count on that yet? Surely I thought that James A. Janice sold out to the woke side of the force and Hollywood would do a kill count for Halloween shit dick ends. Oh well.
Nobody cared enough for him to do it.
I guess not.
The movie just
only
kinda...
I used to watch the Dead Meat podcast, the kill count. I used to love the guy until he sold out. I guess that's why he's got 6.2 million followers on YouTube. He's so completely sold out to Hollywood and kisses their ass and kisses every woke ass horror movie's ass, and that obviously are shitty movies, but he sits there and gives it a good rating like Dumbass does because they want to stay in how do you put it, in the club, Professor? They want to stay in the club.
Yeah. Shill media.
These Halloween 2018 fanboys claims he talked and he does not say a word in kills. I'm so sick and tired of that being commented by those idiot fanboys in 2018. There is not one speaking part, not even when Karen Strode takes the mask of James Jude Courtney. He doesn't say a word. I went back and watched it. Not a word. That's just one of the 2018 fanboys' fantasies because the 28 fanboys want James Jude Courtney to fuck them up the rump in his costume. So, yeah, that's just their little fanboy fantasy. Professor, if you don't like the theatrical cut version of Kills, you might like the extended version. I'll let you answer that one, Professor.
I don't know that I want to watch more of that movie.
I played that part on my TV with the volume full blast. I don't hear him say, no, he doesn't say give it back. He doesn't say a word. It's like I said, it's just their little cosplay fantasy. Chris Nelson confirmed that Michael didn't say shit in Halloween Kills. All right, see, there you go, Jay Gregory. It's only very young fans who take up for the modern trilogy. How can they like the first film and like the modern films? They have nothing to do with each other because these young 2018 fanboys do not have one brain cell in their stupid cranium. That's why. They're too busy chasing unicorns and rainbows. and drinking almond milk
Ugh.
and trying to save the ecosystem
Ugh.
and driving their electric smart car around. No, they're not driving it around. They're actually charging it the whole time in their driveway. James is too busy with the Chucky series. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's all about the Chucky series. Of course he is, and we all know why. I don't have to say anything.
Jeez.
I don't think the director's cut of kills added enough just to justify its existence, but the end when he kills Karen, she's calling her mother. That's one part I do like about Kills is seeing Karen Strode get the shit stabbed out of her
Yeah.
and being put out of my misery because I hated the character of Karen Strode in the 2018 trilogy.
I seem to remember us cheering when that happened.
Yes, we did. Anthony, oh, sorry, not almond milk, soy milk. They're drinking their soy milk, charging their electric smart car in their driveway, and they're trying to find ways to save the ecosystem. Why they're watching Halloween Kills and Halloween Shit Dick Ends. Wolfman's Got a Tampon made a video stating that Michael talked. Wolfman's Got a Tampon is, and I hate dogging on the guy. He is a moron, and I can't stand him. He's such good friends with the Slaughtered Lamb podcast. I hate to talk bad about him because I don't want it to affect my relationship with the Slaughtered Lamb podcast, but Wolfman, Barry, his real name, he doesn't have a freaking clue what he's talking about. Most of his videos, he's just rambling on about. He's a mountain of misinformation when he's rambling about his videos about these movies. There's just nothing. There's about a 35% accuracy rate to what he rambles on about with each horror movie in his videos. Most of it is so incorrect, it's not even funny. And I can't even hardly understand the guy. He's Irish or Scottish, and his accent's so fucking thick. I mean, not taking anything away from somebody that's Irish or Scottish, but his accent's so thick. I need to have subtitles when I watch his videos. I'm just telling the truth. Asylum, I don't like the Chucky TV show. Neither do I. Never laid eyes on it. Chadman, Wolfman needs hearing aid. He needs hearing aids and subtitles in his videos. Yes, Chadman. Jimmy Sham idiot liked Karen. Of course he did. Look at Jimmy Champagne. Look at his haircut. Look at the way he talks. He's one of the ones that's charging his electric smart car, drinking the soy milk, and recycling his sandals out of plastic bottles, trying to save the ecosystem. God almighty. Wolfman got neutered as the low-hanging fruit. Never really quite heard that analogy before, but I'll take it. Oh, shit. Jimmy Sham dummy. There you go. You want to keep it nice and clean. Jimmy Sham idiot. Jimmy Sham dummy. I used to call him Jimmy Sham pussy, but I kind of graduated from that. Jimmy Shampoo is the guy that likes to pretend he has a doctorate when he has a GED from the community college. He probably cuts hair. He's probably a cosmetologist. That's how he talks.
That's probably how he got his GED.
Yeah, through cosmetology. There's 3 Chucky ones being a bald Vietnam vet. What? You got to be kidding me. It looked weird the way he killed Karen. Yeah, not only could she not act worth a shit in the movie, she couldn't even act like a person that's getting her ass stabbed off right either. Her body was, it was just, anyways, fucking kills. Good God. Chucky was killed permanently in Child's Play 3. Totally agree. And Child's Play 3 is my favorite one of the series.
Agreed.
The military school one. Yep, Professor agrees. That is the best storyline, best performance of Chucky, Brad Dourif. I love that storyline in part 3. That, to me, that's my favorite in the series. And again, I think it's the best in the series.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Me neither. And I think I have that movie somewhere. I need to pull it out. Asylum, it looked weird the way he killed. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to repeat. Everybody's quiet on the live stream. This has been one of the slowest live streams. Like I said, either Nobody wanted to revisit H2O tonight, or they got deeply offended at the beginning when I started talking shit about Laurie Strode, or they're H2O fans, one of the two. I'm just giving you my honest opinions on it. That's why I do these reviews on my channel, and that's why I rant and talk shit. Bride of Chucky is, yeah, you know what? I watched 2 minutes of Bride of Chucky. 2 minutes, and I was done. I haven't watched any of the other Chucky since.
Yeah, anything after 3 is just not good.
I agree with Anthony. That was the true death of Chucky at the end of part 3.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't bother with the other. I sure as hell didn't watch The Seed of Chucky. I sure as fuck didn't watch that movie.
I don't remember if I watched that or not.
Infinite Loop, welcome to the live stream. He says Karen's death had these weird cuts, felt like a lame off-screen kill. It did. It barely showed Myers stabbing her ass off, and it just showed Judy Greer, Karen, just doing this kind of movement. And yeah, I agree. I agree with Infinite Loop. It was kind of like a off-screen kill. That's how lame it was. Have you seen Child's Play 2019? No, I have not.
No,
like I said, after Child's Play 3, I was done.
And that you don't have Chucky without Brad Dourif.
Exactly. Yeah, I had no desire to listen to Mark Hamill, who is a steamy pile of shit. Had no. Granted, I love his voice acting. He did the Joker in the Batman series for years and years, but I had no desire to listen to him to play Chucky because, like the professor said, you cannot feel Brad Dourif's shoes on Chucky. Rachel J. The modern trilogy was out of ideas before they wrote the first script. Yeah, that's one great way of looking at it.
An accurate way.
Very accurate. Mark Hamill is too woke for me to want to see Chucky. Amen to that one, Anthony, and that's why me and the professor have chose not to watch that one.
Oh, and he's just an awful, awful human being. He's a terrible person.
I've seen past interviews when he was younger doing the original Star Wars trilogy, the true trilogy of Star Wars, the only trilogy in my book. And he was completely an okay, normal guy. But as he's gotten older and he's trying to be relevant again in Hollywood, because he was very irrelevant for a lot of decades, he's turned into this awful human dog shit being of a woke ass moron idiot. He's a psycho, man. Some of the shit. Go ahead, Professor.
I gotta say he's absolutely psychotic. If you ever read any of his stuff on Twitter, the guy's he is absolute trash.
Anthony, Mark Hamill rejected his son's pregnant girlfriend, and that's one of the main things that we can go on about that one. That is just actions and behavior of a very vile, low down, dirty piece of garbage, pile of shit human being right there. Chadman says, I wasn't a fan of Mark Hamill's Skeletor. I can hear it sounded a lot like the Joker's voice from the Batman cartoon series. So, yeah, I totally agree with you on that one.
And Rachel finds a way to put Brad Larray into the Chucky series.
Of course she did. She's in love. She's got Bradley fever. She's got Bradley fever. She's in love. I need this 1978 mask. That is still the truest and best mask of the movies. It's even hard for me to watch the original Star Wars movies knowing how Mark Hamill is. Yeah, you kind of have to force it to the back of your mind when you're watching the one and true only Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me watching the originals, but it's hard for me to watch the original knowing what's coming after those originals.
Don't even have to bring that up. That's enough said on that one. I'm out of control. Okay, Professor, I'm out of control.
You're very calm about it.
I am. The muscle relaxer that I took mixed with the secret sauce drink that I got is really, really kind of taking its toll on me now, which was my plan. So if anybody wants a rant, it's going to be a nice, calm, cool, collective rant like this at this point. So I hope I didn't disappoint anybody. I mean, I can razz up a little bit if I wanted to, but it's much better just to do this at this point.
Yeah.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not laughing your ass off at me right now.
Not yet.
Okay. You have to separate the artist from the art, but that only works to the point. The artist makes it impossible sometimes. I agree, Anthony. Chad, man, I'm just excited for the Star Wars Dark Forces remastered next year. Not too familiar with that, Professor. Can you help me out with that one?
The video game.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm certain that they're gonna put trash in it. They will find a way.
That's what I'm afraid of. Mr. Chad has joined the live stream. What's up, buddy? I know you haven't been feeling well. He's also on muscle relaxers too. But Chad, don't put a smiley face at the end of that, because the muscle relaxers are pretty damn good, sir. Anthony, the video game Alan Wake 2 launches in less than 10. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Isn't that the one that they're not making a physical copy of? It's just download only.
I believe so, sir.
Yeah, and I played Dark Forces 1 back. Yeah, that's a good game.
Marcus, Luke, Anthony, they made the new Spider-Man game woke. Of course they did. That's why I haven't even checked it out. And a minor attraction flag in it. Yeah, Sebastian brought that up last night.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Infinite Loop H20 had my favorite final fight sequence. Same here. Too bad Ends couldn't at least have a decent final fight. Was like 2 minutes. Couldn't agree with you more, Infinite Loop. And like I said, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. But I totally agree with you. The final fight in H2O was one of the two parts that was worth watching H2O back then. But I agree, it's a great final fight. Dang it. Chad, all they're doing for me is taking some edge off the pain. Yeah, it's takes I guess it's not affecting you as good as it's affecting me. I can't believe Venom ate Craven the Hunter's head. I didn't hear about that, Asylum.
There's Ukraine flags in the game. Are you serious?
God almighty.
Oh, and MJ cucking Peter, that happened in the comics recently. I used to be a huge Spider-Man fan, but ever since One More Day, nope. They completely destroyed the title with that nonsense.
They sure did. That's complete and total garbage, trash bullshit, man.
Yeah. And then recently, like I said, they kind of rubbed it in a recent storyline and just spit in the face of us original Spider-Man fans.
The head writer put her face on MJ instead of the mocap actress from the first game. Oh, God.
What?
Give me a ever-living freaking break. Good God. I still hate Peter's face in the game.
I won't be playing it, that's for damn sure.
And I won't be playing it, that's for damn sure as well. Infinite Loop says, been watching your older streams since Shit Dick Ends. Could never catch a stream, though. Nice to finally make one. Yeah, I'm glad you finally made one. Not much has changed. I'm still ranting the truth about these god-awful sequels and remakes of horror movies, so I'm glad you finally made it back. Jay Gregory, starting next week and so on, I might be missing some live streams now and then. Getting a little busy, are you, Jay?
You're not allowed.
That sucks. Yeah, it's just not the same without you, Jay Gregory. What the heck's your problem, man? Nice to see authentic rants, not some cookie cutter shit. Yes, and that's what I try to bring to my live streams and on my channel is legitimate, genuine rants and reviews, not these fake ones from these other YouTubers, and I don't need to mention their names. Anthony, can't wait for Space Marine 2. There's going to be no wokeness in the 40K. I hope you're right. We don't need a prequel.
I've never heard of Space Marines.
Anthony will explain it to you. Asylum, we don't need a prequel to Spider-Man. No, we do not. We don't need, after Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, after the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, we didn't need anything after that. Unfortunately, we got part 3 with Venom pushed in there.
Well, I wanted to see Venom, but man, did they screw that up.
I liked the Sandman's portrayal better. I liked...
I agree.
Thomas Hayden Church played the Sandman in Spider-Man 3. I liked his portrayal better than... Oh, God, what? Topher Grace playing Venom. That was the biggest miscast I've ever seen in superhero history, man.
Yeah, that was bad.
Eddie Brock was not a scrawny Topher Grace. Eddie Brock was a big, buff guy in the comic books.
Yeah, Tom Hardy does a good job, but those movies aren't great.
And it doesn't follow the Venom lore very well, but they're fun to watch.
The first one was. The second one was just not good at all.
Ever since you told me that, and I'm a big Woody Harrelson fan, and you said he did fit the part of Cletus Cassidy very well, but I still can't bring myself to watch it after you told me it wasn't worth it. So,
well, he appeared at the very end of the first film. Is it the first film? Yeah. And then in the second one, they changed the look. The look that he had at the end of the first one looked like Cletus Cassidy, and then they went and changed it for the movie when it came out. It's like, and it looks retarded.
That makes zero freaking sense. Oh God. Jay Gregory, I start my new job next week, and some of the hours I'll be working are lengthy. Hey, I understand that. Congratulations and good luck on your new job. So yeah, that's excusable to miss one of the Maestro Megatron's live streams. Go out there and make that money, buddy. Anthony, Warhammer 40K is science fiction fantasy, and it can be get pretty dark. Asylum Venom was awful in Spider-Man 3. He's looking everything. Totally agree, Asylum. That's what we're talking about. The look was awful. Topher Grace is not Eddie Brock. Oh my God. I can't stress and rant that enough. Topher Grace was not Eddie Brock.
Oh, in no way.
Good. Shit. Ugh.
So Avi Arad forced Venom in. Well, that was a mistake. He shouldn't have done it. It hurt the movie, and it hurt us having a fourth Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
I see. Chad, man, it was supposed to be Sandman only, but yeah, okay, yeah, you already covered that one. Sorry, Prof. I hated that Venom never talked. His webbing kept coming out of his face. Enough said on that one. I remember being so excited about Spider-Man 3 because Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's trilogy of Spider-Man, that's my favorite Spider-Man superhero movie to this very date.
Yeah, 2 is definitely the best Spider-Man movie. One is great as well.
Part 2 was great too. You're kind of lagging on us, Professor. I'll take over. Part 2 was great, fantastic. So when Part 3 come out the theater, I was like, oh, hell yeah, Sandman and Venom. Okay, let's do this. But they squeezed too much storyline into too short of a movie. And it was the miscast on the Venom part. Thomas Hayden Church was great as the Sandman. The storyline, I hated the storyline between MJ and Peter in it. It was shit. I hated the ending. It just, Spider-Man 3, I maybe watched twice, and I haven't watched it since. So that's how disappointing it was.
I didn't even go to the theater. The casting of Topher Grace was enough for me not to care anymore.
I think I remember that. There's a faction 40K called the Light Lords. Their skin their victims alive and drape the skin as armor. That's pretty dark.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's brutal, vicious. Marvel needs to stop making the villains into good guys. I agree, Chad, man. Let's keep them as villains. Let's not make them good to society anymore.
Well,
Anyways, I could go on and on about that.
if he's talking about Venom, Venom was always kind of I mean, Eddie Brock was a tortured soul. He wasn't really a bad guy.
He just hated Peter Parker.
Yeah, and the suit or the symbiote amplified that hatred. But he was always, like I said, not really a bad guy. The Lethal Protector storylines were fantastic.
Venom in the movie Venom, I like more of the design. Yeah, they got the design for Venom correct in Tom Hardy's version.
They just
Mary Jane. Sorry about that. MJ in Spider-Man 2 and 3 is unlikable. I wouldn't say she was unlikable in part 2, but
I don't even remember part. I didn't like that movie at all, so I just don't remember it.
in part Harry Parker now Green Goblin and going and said that what's his name? James Franco performance stole the whole Spider-Man 3 movie from everybody, which wasn't hard because that movie was just flat as fuck.
Right.
I'm out of control.
I hope Venom will get the spider symbol. Probably not going to happen. Just because of the origin being completely different. Make Loki a good guy in the series. Man, I have no desire to watch that series. I've heard way too much trash about it, and Marvel has just. I mean, Ends was the last watchable movie, in my opinion, and they've gone downhill even more since.
The main thing that Giga Chadman just said, they made Adam Warlock a joke. That right there is the biggest cardinal sin they could have made for that.
Yeah.
That is a character in the comic books that you should have not cucked out and made a joke. Adam Warlock, I'm about to rant.
They brought him in too late. He was supposed to be against Thanos. And
right.
They screwed that up because they had to have Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, the wonderful hag Brie Larson.
Yeah. I will not be watching the Marvels.
When the trailer comes on the TV, I flip the channel.
I haven't seen one yet, thank God.
God almighty. Jay Gregory, we need an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Andrew did well as Spider-Man, even with how bad the second one was. I tell you what, Andrew Garfield, he was the second Peter Parker, correct? Or is he the third?
He did a decent job, but those movies are terrible. Especially
okay.
The second one. The second one is unwatchable.
Here's my opinion on Garfield. He was a great Spider-Man. The jokes and the one-liners of Spider-Man, but he was an awful Peter Parker. Does that make sense?
He wasn't an awful Peter Parker, but I mean, coming off of Tobey Maguire, you couldn't beat that.
Those are shoes that will never be filled. I mean, period. Just not going to happen. And Adam Warlock was critical to the fight with Thanos. He's the only reason they beat Thanos. Exactly. I could start about a 20-minute rant about it. Adam Warlock is not a Marvel character to be cucked out and shitted at. Just unbelievable what they have done with this shit. It's It's unforgivable and it's unfreaking believable. Uh, I'm out of control. Professor?
Yeah. We don't have Nova. Yeah, we never got Nova. Doctor Doom's going to be destroyed. I don't want him to make a Thor 5 because I didn't even watch Thor 4. God, that movie just.
I was just about to say that, Professor. Not to cut you off. Sorry about that. I didn't even bother with part 4. The Thor movies were okay at first, and they got just more cucked and funny and comedic as it went.
Dark World gets a ton of hate, and I actually like that movie.
That's the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
People hate it. That is universally regarded as one of the worst Marvel movies.
Oh, because he's not cucked out enough for him.
Well, no, it's actual fans that don't like it for some reason, and I can't figure out why because I actually enjoyed it.
Anthony says Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker was just written to be a little too cool for Parker. Yeah, Andrew was the second Spider-Man. Gotcha. We don't even have Hulk anymore. The way they did the Hulk after Endgame, I don't even care if the Hulk's in it or not. So the Incredible Hulk was one of my favorites, as well as Spider-Man and Daredevil. I have totally erased the Hulk out of my personal Marvel universe, and that is a shame. I could go to MCU and just bash those people's heads in with a big ass baseball bat for what they did to the Incredible Hulk. So it doesn't even matter that the Hulk's not. I don't even care. I don't even watch the MCU. But for them to do what they did to the Hulk, just fucking forget it. Just forget it, man.
Mark Ruffalo is just another one of those awful human beings.
And that's the problem. That was the main problem right there. I'm sorry to cut you off. I guarantee you he's the one that provoked it probably along the way of how they did the Incredible Hulk later.
Asylum says stop making Venom comedy. Correct. Yeah, that's the thing with Marvel now is they got to make everything a comedy, and it's not. Andrew Garfield definitely better than Tom Holland. Dear God, I can't stand the new Spider-Man movies.
He's going to be Dr. Dweeb. Senor Sebastian Way is back. Welcome back, man. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, you've been having problems with these headaches since the beginning of well, actually the last of spring, beginning of summer, and the fact that they're still bothering you, man. I hate to hear about that, buddy. The Thor, The Dark World had a consistent tone. 3 was bipolar. 3 was the last one I watched because they just totally cucked out Thor. I was like, I'm done.
So here's what they did with 3 that pissed me off to no end. 3 was basically an amalgamation of a Thor movie and Planet Hulk. And the Planet Hulk storyline in the comics is actually the best Hulk storyline I've ever read. It is so
No
good.
shit.
Oh, it's so good. And it is comedic. It is pretty brutal. And to see them just take a dump all over that just pissed me off. They made it a joke in that movie. God, that Thor movie was so bad. Taika Waititi, I say, is in the top 3 worst directors in Hollywood currently. He's terrible.
Edward Norton is Ed Norton did a good. Says Rock was my favorite Thor film. Kate Blanchett as Hela was great casting, in my opinion. Even though the tone of Thor films have quirky tone. Yeah, that goes back to the cucking out and the comedic. Quirky is a good way of putting it. It's just too much of a quirky tone for me. Thor was not the Thor comic books that I grew up with and read back when I was a child. There was no quirkiness to them at all.
No.
So the fact that they've made all movies like that, damn near, just blows my mind.
Yeah, Anthony, I agree. Edward Norton was actually a really good Bruce. I didn't mind that Hulk movie that he was in. Again, another one that I don't understand why it gets so much hate. Asylum asks about Marvel Zombies. Yeah, I had most of the series, but dropped it after a while. Just got kind of repetitive, but was good when it came out.
Hey, Baz, it's okay that you missed the H2O talk. It really didn't. It wasn't as long as revisit that we did. Pretty much because the main good parts of H2O we all are in agreement about is the beginning and the end. The middle parts, the first hour after the beginning was boring. So we kind of sort through the revisiting and re-review discussion of H2O pretty fast. So you really didn't miss much, buddy.
No,
Chadman agrees with you. Planet Hulk is amazing. Rachel Lou Ferrigno, I either get a migraine or fall asleep in Martyr comic film movies. I give up, never again. Yes, Lou Ferrigno is the most iconic and the original, only Incredible Hulk in my book.
yeah, you're right, Sebastian. Disney has more than taken a dump all over it. Yeah, Phase 3. That's where it started. I mean, I I pretty much liked all the movies up until Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Those were hot garbage, and then Ends was kind of a joke. Or sorry, Endgame.
Well, it was their version of shit dickheads.
They're right.
Sebastian, you didn't miss much exactly. Rachel, I didn't know you got bad migraines either. I'm sorry to hear about that, sweetheart. But yeah, this live stream has turned into some good comic book and Marvel talk after H2O's short discussion. So that's a good thing.
What's the Asylum wants to know what the worst Spider-Man is? Amazing Spider-Man 2. God, that movie is so bad.
I have to take your word for it because I never watched. You know what? I didn't even watch the first one with Andrew Garfield. I watched bits and parts of it, and that's how I knew he did a pretty decent Spider-Man. But I never. You told me not to watch the second one, so I was like, forget it.
Oh, yeah, no, I literally regretted watching it after I was done. It's the worst overall movie, but the new ones with Tom Holland really, really just bother me so much because of number one, the MJ crap. Just what Zendaya, get the hell out of here with that nonsense.
I have no comment.
Oh, it's not good.
I mean, I do have a comment, but I'm gonna keep it within myself because I don't want my channel to get shut down. Make sense?
Yeah. Anthony said phase 1 and 2 knew how to balance the humor and the drama. Phase 3 went, yes, absolutely. Man, them early Marvel movies, and I see Chadman says, I like Winter Soldier. Absolutely. Winter Soldier's one of the best.
That is a great fucking movie. Yes. I'm glad you agree, Chad, man. Me and the professor love that freaking movie.
The only thing that makes me mad about that movie is they set up Frank Grillo as Crossbones and then never paid it off.
Didn't utilize it worth a shit in the next one. And Frank Grillo was a perfect Crossbones.
Oh,
Frank Grillo's a good actor.
Anthony says he can't sit through Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, they're a slog, that's for sure. He said any of the Tom Holland movies, I just don't do it for me.
Asylum says don't watch Spider-Man Lotus, no problem. Sometimes I get headaches too, but that just comes with medical condition. I got you, Jay. Sorry to hear about that. Anthony, the only thing I like about Spider-Man Homecoming is Michael Keaton, and I'm not a big Michael Keaton fan. I'm a big Michael Keaton fan, but not in this recent bullshit they've been fitting him into.
That's true.
Definitely not the new Flash bull. Anyway, anyways. Oh, Sebastian said Slammo Sammo's coming back too. So everybody get ready for. We're under a Slammo Sammo alert. The only hero I care to watch now is Spider-Man, but even then they ruined it. This whole trilogy was nothing but a long, unnecessary origin story. Absolutely, Sebastian Way. At least his suit is better in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'll take your word for it because I never laid eyes on it. No Uncle Ben. Iron Man became the rich dad, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, completely ruined that, making a young Aunt May. God, so bad.
Just
Uh,
trying to appear to the Gen Z.
yeah, Sebastian liked Winter Soldier. Yeah, it's fantastic. And what's funny is a lot of the stuff that's discussed in there would be anti woke. A lot of the themes in that movie. Chadman, just stop. Don't even remind me about Punisher having pointy things now. Just
uh, yeah, we're not going to go there because that's my absolute favorite anti-hero in the comics, and I'm not saying a word.
Anthony liked Gung Ho. Man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Dude, that's a blast from the
Oh,
past.
I'm,
Mr. Mom, Gung Ho, the original Batman.
I,
Mike Keaton played some good movies back then. Clean and Sober, The Dream Team, My Life.
wow, going deep.
Yeah, Baz, the DC fandom is just pure cancer. Everyone arguing left and right almost as bad as the Star Wars fandom. Yeah, Anthony and I don't like Spider-Man having a tech suit and AI. It makes him look dumb. Absolutely. Uh, they said the main reason why they made Spider-Man AI in the suit because they wanted his eyes to move like it does in the comic books, his expressions. And I
Hmm.
was like, leave it for the comic books. How about that?
God, it's been. I, I want to say that may have been introduced in the Civil War line, but God, that's I'm old and can't remember for sure.
Civil War was decent.
No, not the
Uh,
movie. Oh no, the movie. If you read the comic book series, the movie's
I have, I
the
have.
movie is not good compared to the comic book series. The comic book series was
The Civil War. I agree with you. The comic book series was it. So therefore, the Civil War movie needed to be about 5.5 hours long.
okay. I was given the Iron Spider. Was that in Anthony? Was that in the movie or was that in the comics? Again, I'm old and forgetful at this point. Sebastian says the Flash was so highly praised. It, yeah, but it looks awful.
Of course, it was highly praised by these soy milk drinkers.
Asylum's gonna watch Never Hike Alone, or sorry, Never Hike in the Snow to
Never
see if
hike in the snow.
thoughts
That
change.
is that is the least good one out of the trilogy of Never Hike Alone.
Uh, Sebastian, are you talking about if they were to do Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4? I know there's a lot of talk about it, but I don't think they'll ever let it happen because it would be a success, and they don't want that to be a success when they're trying to push the garbage they're trying to push.
Very true.
Huh. Good point, Anthony. Yeah, I never thought about that with
I saw that.
Magneto's
Yeah,
never saying that.
the original Iron Spider suit is better than the MCU suit.
Absolutely. Wow, it turned into Marvel talk.
I know it. We wrapped it up with H2O quick. Talked a little bit and touched base with Resurrection, which we'll save the rest of that for tomorrow night. And then it turned into Marvel, which is cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, pop culture. That's something we like, and that's what we can do here. Glad that y'all
Yeah.
like it. Uh, Anthony says we can't have good comics, movies, or anything. Well, that is an unfortunate fact. But you can't have good comics if you stop buying mainstream comics. You got to look for indie comics. That's where I get all mine. There's a lot of great indie horror books out there that I highly, highly recommend. I might have to make a list for everybody.
That's a good comment, Jay Gregory. I've been having this debate. What do y'all prefer, long ears or short ears Batman? Long ears.
I have never even noticed, so I couldn't tell you.
Slammo Sammo is back. I told you we are under a Slammo Sammo alert. And her brother says, let me say one thing about Resurrection I wanted to say. I think it's better than 2018. Oh, absolutely better than 2018.
Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, so yeah, totally agree with you on that one, Senor Sebastian Way. And Slammo Sammo, you better have finished your homework before you get back on the live stream, young lady.
Exactly. That comes first.
I keep telling her, Professor, stay in school, do your homework, or you'll be a YouTuber like us.
Yeah.
Do something good in this world.
Uh-oh. Hey, Gregory's coming in hot on Sebastian's comment.
Oh, no. Dry those eyes, Jay Gregory. We're all friends here.
Actually, I disagree. I was thinking kills, but I actually like 2018 better than Resurrection.
Gotcha. Yeah, 20. I like 2018 just fine. They should have ended it right there or made a better sequel afterwards. But other than that, I like it just fine.
Yeah. Infinite says H4 is his favorite. Man, that's not a bad one to have as your favorite. That's a great one.
That is a great, fantastic favorite sequel to have in your entourage there, sir. So I have to commend you for that one. Asylum says we can all agree that Myers and Resurrection was closer to the original Myers in some spots than H18. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not taking anything away from the Myers in 2018, but yeah, he was more closer in Resurrection.
Was he though?
In some parts, I don't know. Brad Larray had a different take on Myers. I think the breathing and just standing there in the darkness goes to Resurrection, but it goes to 2018 with James Stu Courtney as far as when he was lurking and stalking through the neighborhood and randomly killing people in the houses. I think that's a fair score for everything there. Jay Gregory's about to down a bottle of wine thanks to Sebastian.
Sebastian said he meant to say H2O.
H4 is my favorite, but as far as the full ranking went to Monday, the video game. Wait till Monday, the video premieres. Oh, that's right. Anthony's re-ranking of the Halloween franchise is coming out Monday on his channel. So we're looking forward to checking that out. And you did it in your Jason Voorhees costume, didn't you? I believe that's what he said.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and in his videos, he dresses up as Voorhees. It's pretty damn. He's got a pretty damn good setup. Sebastian's mind is boggled. Oh my god! Well, unboggle it, would you?
Boggled or muddled? Which
Muddled.
or
Halloween 4, 1, and 2 are my top 3. Gotcha. I was wearing my Halloween shirt. I did the Halloween 6 review of my Jason costume. Oh, okay, gotcha. Infinite Loop. Which H2? Rob Zombie's H2 or Halloween 1981 Part 2? Before I agree or disagree with you on that one.
I'm thinking 81. Nobody would say the second Rob Zombie is good.
Well, there's some people out there that say it. I don't think Infinite Loop is one of them, but
nobody's sane.
Okay, 81. Thank you. Thank God. H2 1981 is actually my favorite movie in the series to be. And I get a lot of shit for that because they're like, well, Halloween 1978, come on. Well, yes, I love that movie. It's the godfather of the Halloween franchise, but I'm sorry. I've seen Halloween 2 1981 more times as a kid, and I like it better. Rob Zombie's H2 is second worst behind Ends. Absolutely. I like Infinite Loop.
Anthony said Dumb Drums likes H2. And I'll remind Anthony that I said nobody sane would say that.
Yeah, or anybody smart, because Drum Dumb, I give Drum Dumb Dumbass his nickname for a reason. Lee McCoy is a dumb ass.
And then Asylum steps in and says he likes it.
Thanks for being consistent, Asylum. We appreciate that. But he said he hated the look of my. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing that disrespects the movie is he's wearing a hoodie with a torn up Myers mask. That is not Michael Myers. That is not Michael. You could see he grew a beard. You could see his beard coming out the torn part of the mask, and he's wearing a hoodie throughout the movie. That is not Michael Myers. That's not the boogeyman. He looked like a fucking hobo.
So he looked like Rob Zombie.
He looked like Rob Zombie. Yes, he looked like a freaking hobo like Rob Zombie.
Makes sense.
Slammo Sammo said she doesn't like Rob Zombie's. Good kid. You're a good girl for that one. I've got some chocolate chip cookies coming your way, Slammo Sammo. Anthony agrees that's not Michael Myers. It's a steroid hobo. Pretty much the original Halloween is good, but it's a bit messy with continuity. What? Okay. No. Sorry, Asylum. I disagree with you on that one for the first time ever on this live stream. I like the first movie, but his Halloween 2 was just an abomination. I can see that. Zombie's first Halloween is doable when you get to the second part of the movie during the chase scenes with Taylor Scout Compton. I'm surprised Zombie couldn't tell Scout Taylor Compton to grow a beard. Yeah, no shit. She didn't like it because I showed her the director's cut. We know. Oh, Baz, I got you. She saw how he escaped from the asylum. She probably didn't appreciate that part in the director's cut. You know what I'm talking about. Chadman says, I can't stand Rob Zombie. Trailer trash fan fiction, 150,000% correct, Chadman. I meant when they're Asylum redeemed themselves. I meant when there are palm trees in Illinois. Yeah, I mean, if you look really close, you see the palm trees, but I don't look for that. I just enjoy Halloween, the 1978 as it is. It's a timeless classic. But I know what you're talking about with the palm trees. Rob Zombie's Halloween is the Hillbilly Massacre. That's a good way of putting it, Anthony.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to. Thank you. We got treats.
What's going? Me like treats. What's this? Oh, it's jerky. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Tracy Lords. All right, I got jerky. Absolutely, Asylum. Which Myers would I be the most scared of, and which would you be most willing to fight?
Well, I think most willing to fight would have to be young Michael Myers in Halloween 1978.
Suit. I might have a fighting chance with that one. Maybe. The Myers I'd be most scared of is that's a tie between H6's Myers and Rob Zombie, Tyler Maine's Michael Myers in the first Rob Zombie house. Tyler Maine played a great Michael Myers in the first Rob Zombie Halloween. That motherfucker was relentless. And he actually ran. He was fast. I would hate to have to try to tangle with him. But I'm tied with H6's Michael Myers, Curse of Michael Myers. He was pretty damn vicious in that one.
Anthony said young Michael from 78 would put up a better fight than Halloween Ends, Mike. That's funny.
I just shake my head about shit dick ends. I can't even joke about it no more.
Not worth it.
Rob Zombie turned Dr. Loomis into an asshole. Yes, that's why I hate Rob Zombie's H2, because he turned Dr. Loomis into a character that Dr. Loomis is not. A money hungry, he turned him into a money hungry, fame and fortune mongrel, and that's bullshit.
Well, that sounds disrespectful to the character.
It totally was. Dr. Loomis's main motivation in life, and especially in the Halloween franchise, was his obsession to stop Michael Myers, not write books and make money off of them and get fame and fortune like he did in Rob Zombie's H2. Sebastian's afraid of Tyler Mane. He was almost stronger than Yeah, that guy could flip a car. Yeah, I remember that part. At the very end, Jay Gray, who asked that Asylum, at the very end when she's pointing the gun at him on the second floor of the Myers house, and he takes off running and tackles her, and they both fall off the balcony. That's when he runs. But his actions and movements were so quick in that movie, man. He was quick with the kills. The only way I'll beat Rob Zombie's Myers is if I kick him in the balls, and then you might have somewhat of a chance then. Infinite Loop agrees. Yeah, H6 is scary as hell. We will never know why he was staring out the window. No, we won't. Malcolm McDowell was a good Loomis. He just seemed clumsy and scared all the time. Donald Pleasance was tough. Yeah, Malcolm McDowell played it with a little more scared emotion than Donald Pleasance was just so obsessed with tracking and finding and killing Michael that he showed no fear whatsoever. And that's why exactly. Yep. In H2 1981, he self-sacrificed himself. There will never be another Dr. Loomis after Donald Pleasance. Never. He made Myers more human. He went crazy for being in Rob Zombie film. Yeah, no shit, Chad, man. Being in a Rob Zombie film is enough to make anybody fucking go insane. Especially with his annoying ass wife that has to be in every damn fucking movie he makes. She basically plays herself to an insane female maniac.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, she plays herself. Asylum. Rob Zombie doesn't understand Loomis claiming he was crazy as Michael Rump. Yeah, I agree. Asylum. Slammo Sammo Maestro. Who did you hate the most? Jamie Lee Curtis or Corey Cunningcock? Ooh. And I'm at a secret sauce drink to take a drink on that one. I hate Corey Cunningcock worse because at least Laurie Strode was somewhat likable in 2 of the movies. Whereas Corey Cunningcock, I wouldn't give a shit if he woke up and his head was sewn to the carpet detached from his body. So. Yeah, if Zombie would just direct and not write his own movies, it might be okay. Infinite Loop's crying, Cunningcock. Yeah, that's something definitely. Every time don't even say that son of a bitch's name out loud. Let's just keep it together.
What's Asylum talking about? Dude already had a beard in the dream sequence.
I don't know what he's talking about because I didn't see a beard in the dream sequence of part 2 in the hospital. I didn't. He's talking about Zombies part 2. I really don't know what it's. I'm at a loss on that one, Asylum. Rob always puts his wife in his movies half nude. He is a certified cuck. He sure as fuck is, Baz. Rob Zombie, here's how to make a movie. Have someone else write it and don't put your wife in it. Amen to that one.
That's a
Like I
start.
said, she basically plays herself in real life. This beef jerky's pretty damn good.
I was about to say, I'm enjoying the beef jerky.
Mm-hmm. Good flavor. You guys on the live stream are missing out.
That's right.
Here on the Maestro and Professor's live stream, we get treats.
That's right.
Asylum, Michael's beard, my bad. But that's the thing, Asylum. He didn't have his beard in the dream sequence in the hospital yet. That's where I'm not following. But I hear what you're saying. I'm convinced the scene with her pole dancing in the Halloween remake is a recreation of how they met. Absolutely. Jay Gregory, all I'm saying is Corey would have never took Rob Zombie's Michael's. Never in a fucking million years. Sebastian said, "Oh, you want some beef jerky? Here you go, buddy. Here you go, Baz." Rob Zombie, a one-hit wonder for Dragula. Yeah, I mean, I like that album when it came out, but they played the shit out of those songs, man.
Was never a big fan.
I like them better. I like this album's better by himself rather than White Zombie, but
I like a couple of White Zombie songs. That's about it. Although they did not age well.
no. You're right about that. They're pretty choppy, aren't they?
Mm.
The production's pretty choppy.
Oh, production is terrible on them.
I totally agree with you, Infinite Loop. Yeah, and Shit Dick Ends, they totally disregarded the fact that Lori has lost all her friends, her daughter. She's disconnected from Allison, her granddaughter, and she just puts it behind. Yeah, it's a horrible fucking movie. Horrible. I can't express it enough. He did. It's just barely noticeable because of the lighting. I might have to next time that I accidentally have that on AMC, I might just have to pay attention to that one part and then change it. Here's something else that gets me in his age too. I understand Lori living with the brackets, but how is the sheriff going to let someone living under his roof have a shrine to Charles Manson? That's Rob Zombie script writing for you. Jay Gregory, I remember leaving the theater and I heard a say that bitch ass Corey bodied Michael.
Heard a kid say it. That's funny.
Rob Zombie Michael will rip Corey in half. Pretty much. I would like that. Yeah, if they ever make another Rob Zombie Halloween, it needs to be Tyler Maine's Rob Zombie or Michael Myers, and he needs to just totally tear Corey Cunningcock to shreds with his bare fucking hands. I agree with you, Baz. Thank God there's no Corey in any of these other Halloween movies.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, guys. We are 2 hours and 38 minutes in this live stream.
Getting late.
Oh, well, no shit, Professor. How could you tell? Because it's dark outside?
It's light right here.
We went through that moron's mind to make Michael and Corey wrestle over a mask like me, my friend over PlayStation controller when we were not. Oh, no shit. Slamo Samo, Maestro, if there was a Halloween show, how would you want that to look like? I explained that in a video a couple weeks ago. In fact, and Professor, you need to hear this too. If Miramax comes out with a TV show, this is how I would like it to be. I would like it to be a continuation of part 5. Now, hear me out on this, Professor. It totally erases part 6. It takes place, the TV series takes place after Jamie Lloyd goes back into the police station massacre at part 5, looks over to the cell where Michael has been broken out of. It's been blown up. And Jamie Lloyd looks over and goes at the end, no, no. And the TV series takes place after part 5. Dr. Loomis is looking obsessively for Jamie Lloyd and both Michael Myers throughout the TV series, right after part 5, because they go missing in the storyline of part 6. So let's say they still go missing without having part 6 after part 5, and Dr. Loomis is on a nationwide search for Jamie Lloyd and Michael Myers, and he goes from town to town and picks up on clues in each town of if Myers has been there or if Jamie Lloyd's been there. It will have Michael Myers in it, but in different scenes. And you don't see Jamie quite yet, but you will see Myers in other atmospheres, other towns and states. But you'll see Loomis, mainly the main character, looking for Jamie Lloyd and looking for Michael Myers. I think that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
So there you go, Slammo Sammo.
Asylum asked if he was the only one that didn't like the head stomp in Halloween 2018. No, that was the one kill in the movie I didn't like either. It was dumb.
I thought it was senseless. I mean, we already know he just did it for more gore and to show more brute force for Michael, but we already know he has that brute force, so. Oh well. It is what it is. Tyler Maines would rip Corey's arm off, smack his head with it, probably shove it down his throat too. Baz, what timeline other than H4 would you like to see them explore after part 6? Following the producer's cut, where the curse is lifted off Michael when he walks away, I'd kind of like to see what happens after that. That's a good one, Baz. I like that. Head stomp is a Jason Voorhees kill. Totally agree, Anthony. Miss Rachel LeRae says, I'd like to see a TV show based around Michael being in Richmond between 2 and 4 before he breaks out. That's a good freaking idea, Rach. You have something going on that one as well.
All right.
Slammo Sammo asked, favorite kill by Michael Myers is in Halloween 2, 1981, where he sneaks up behind Nurse Karen, stabs her with the scalpel, and raises her up in the air in front of Laurie Strode. That's my favorite all-time kill in the Halloween franchise.
I don't have one particularly.
Well, you better think of one, sir. You're out of control.
Well, I'm under control. That's the problem.
Yes, Octavia Spencer's death in the dream sequence in the hospital in H2, Zombie Sebastian. Yeah, that's very, very disturbing kill. That is like the most brutal way to ever stab and kill somebody I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Anthony says his favorite kill is Brady, and I'm going to be honest, that was the kill that popped into my head as well.
That's a good kill. I like that whole entire scene where he tries to, where dumbass Brady still has one shot left in the shotgun, but chooses to smack him with it across the face with the shotgun. And loses the shotgun, and then if the blunt end of a shotgun doesn't knock somebody down, I don't think your fist is going to knock him down. He goes over and punches him in the face to no avail, and then gets his face and neck squeezed and cracked. I would like to see Michael not team up with anyone. Yeah, that's true. Infinite Loop Classic, yes. Tomorrow I'm letting loose. Yeah, Jay Gregory, when we do Resurrection, you let it all out, buddy. I actually liked that Michael Grunt's in Rob Zombie's H2. I thought it was kind of cool too, especially the Octavia Spencer kill. Never thought of that, Anthony. You like the eye gouging kills? I'll give you that one, Baz. Yeah, the nurse getting her skin burned off was in the hot tub in the therapy room. Yeah, I like that kill too. That's a good one, Chad. Man, Infinite Loop. I like the death. I like that death too. The shot of him walking up the stairs, the light shining through the window. Yes. Let's hope our therapist doesn't find.
What's your
Yeah,
favorite?
no shit. Jay, be careful. Myers fan might inexplicably show up and rain on your parade. Jay Gregory. Myers fan. You might have more subs and views on your videos if you'd be a little more spontaneous, a little more exciting. Good Lord. I wonder if the show will use practical effects. Not. I hope there's no CGI in a TV show of Halloween. I hope it's practical effects.
Yeah, Brady was an amazing idiot, and that's why that kill was great.
I liked the actor, but I just hated the character of Brady.
Yeah.
Get up there, Rachel! It's metal. Damn it, it's metal. What does that mean? It means we're trapped in this house. First of all, after you shot out the deadbolt like that, you probably could have very easily stomped the very same area you shot the deadbolt with the hinge and probably kicked it open, but you chose to tell Rachel instead, we're trapped in this house. That part always gets me every time on that one on part 4. But anyways. And not take 30 minutes to say one word. Yeah, that's the Myers fan 25 for sure, Sebastian. Somebody really had to have embarrassed Myers fan with the word inexplicably, and now he just throws it around because he's not a very intelligent person. So he learned the word inexplicably, so now he uses it and thinks that it's pretty impressive to everybody, I guess, on his channel. I first heard him use it on his review for Halloween Shit Dick Ends when he's talking about how Corey kicks the kid through the door and down the flight of stairs to his death, and he's like, he's talking about that kid. The kid inexplicably starts talking about the boogeyman. He will get blocked quicker than Michael gets spawned from one place to another. Yeah, no shit. Infinite Loop. It would be cool if they kept the same atmosphere as the Halloween Kills flashback. Yeah, I agree with that. Might have had a fighting chance in my book. I would like to see one episode of Myers in anime. That would be interesting, Chad, man. Anthony Jordan said, or shot the door a second time. Yeah, he did shoot it twice. He used both first 2 shots on the deadbolt, which could have, if he put a little brunt force behind his heel, he could have kicked it open at that point. Instead, it is metal. It's a deadbolt. He sticks his hand in there, burns himself, and go, it's metal. Damn it, it's metal. What does that mean? It means we're trapped in this house. We got to get out of here. Look, everybody's dead. What about Jamie? Look, think she stands a chance? She's not dead. No. I could act out all these things. Let's not forget his creepy obsession. No shit, Asylum. Brady went out after getting laid. He was out. Okay. Oh, you crack me up, Sebastian. Anthony, in Night of the Living Dead, am I the only one that watches that movie masterpiece? No, I enjoy Night of the Living Dead, the original in black and white.
No, you got to finish his question.
Sorry. That movie is it, and think about how to destroy the stairs, and you all go upstairs. Well, yeah. Well, I would have stayed upstairs with the others because there's more of a chance to get away rather than closing myself off in the basement like the other idiot did.
Nice.
Because once they once they break down the door in the basement, you're fucked. You're done. So
He's saying go upstairs and destroy the stairs so they can't come upstairs.
oh,
He's talking second floor.
okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, I can see me doing that.
How about that? But that's yeah. There's plans that you never think about. All right. Well, you're on my zombie team, Anthony.
What happened? Oh, yeah. He's definitely got his shit together. Sebastian, I don't think Myers fans knows what those words even mean. No, he doesn't know what it means. Just heard it in kindergarten one day and remembered. Yeah, in fact, I think he just got out of kindergarten last year and he's now in the first grade. And I think he's like a 40-year-old man. That's the intelligence level of Myers fan 25. If you look carefully, there's another pump action shotgun in the gun cabinet. Instead, he gives the idiot a shotgun that's slower to. Yeah, I always notice that too. Why not give him the pump action? Instead, he gives him a 2-shot shotgun with 2 extra shells. I mean, remember who we're dealing with here. He even, Sheriff Meeker even asked Loomis in part 4 after the police station massacre, tell me, Loomis, who are we dealing with? Evil. But he gives him a 2-shot shotgun instead of the pump action. Yeah, a lot of loose little screws in all the Halloween movies that I like to. I'm glad you guys are pointing out. Night of the Living Dead Part 2, though. You talking about the remake Asylum? Are you talking about the remake in 1990? Or are you talking Return of the Dead Part 2?
Return of the Living Dead Part 2 or.
You lost me on that one, Asylum. Slammo says, what's your favorite trap in Saw? The jaw trap. The one that splits your jaw. That was brutal. In the one where the girl detective is has to reach her hand in acid to get the key from the trap that's wrapped around her body before it explodes. That one was pretty brutal too. Let's hope Andy doesn't join his. Yeah, he's obsessed with Andy Matichak too. I don't understand that one. Like you would even have a chance with Andy Matichak. Like anybody would even want a chance with Andy Matichak. She's nasty. At least Brady didn't shoot himself in the foot. That ain't no shit. I rewatched 5 last night, and I think I finally noticed Ben Meeker dead at the. Yeah, he's to the very before she looks over to Myers' jail cell and sees that it's been blown up and he's escaped. If you look to the left, Ben Meeker sprawled out on his back. And it's hard for me to watch that part because Ben Meeker is one of the best characters in the Thorne trilogy, sheriff-wise, that is.
All right. Asylum was talking about Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's my personal favorite Return movie. I love that movie.
And I love the first Return movie. He doesn't have a chance with anything that can barely. Yeah, Baz. He couldn't get laid in a morgue. He couldn't get laid in a snowstorm. All those cliches. A mannequin would turn him down. Ooh, boy. All right, guys, we're going to close up the live stream. We've been on here for almost 3 hours, and let me tell you, it's been a great live stream. We started out talking about H20 25 years later.
Hold on a second. Anthony,
what do we got?
Anthony agrees with me. He thinks Return Part 2 is more fun. I agree 1,000%.
Infinite Loop is cracking the hell up after what I just said about Myers fan, but this was a good live stream, guys. We touched on a lot of subjects. We talked about H2O maybe about 30 minutes, which is all we really needed. And that was even prolonged. But yeah, again, after re-reviewing and revisiting Halloween H2O 25 years later, it did not stand the test of time. I stand by my numbers rating of 5 out of 10. Professor gives it a 4 out of 10, even. Jay Gregory's out of here. Thanks for joining the live stream, Mr. Jay Gregory. We'll see you tomorrow night for Resurrection. Glad I didn't miss all of it. I'm sorry your head's killing you, Baz. I hope you get better, man.
Yeah, Baz.
Infinite Loop, thanks for joining us. You have a good night as well, Baz. Hope you get the feeling better.
Yeah,
It
get you
was fun.
Alan Wake 2 time. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck. But yeah, guys, tomorrow night we're doing Halloween Resurrection revisiting. Thanks for the trophy, Chad, man. I appreciate that. Me and the professor appreciate that 1,000 freaking percent. And I will be back as well as the professor. I'll do it early enough to where you can join the live stream as well, professor. And
Right.
we will talk about Halloween Resurrection, Myers fan 25's favorite Halloween for some ungodly reason. Asylum, I can't wait for it either. Slamo Samo, you have a great night as well, and you behave yourself, and you listen to your older brother Sebastian. He means well, okay? Anyways, guys, you guys have a good night, sweet dreams, and happy nightmares.
Tomorrow.